Hello everybody, good morning or good afternoon or good evening, depending on what time it is for you, where you are. Happy Friday, welcome to the end of your work week, if your work week happens to end on a Friday. I'm Hazel, this is Kira. We've got plushies and coffee and lip balm and World of Warcraft, because I have a few too many things to do and I should probably organize them, but I'm just taking a throw darts at the wall approach. How are you guys doing? Steph the Bee, thank you for the 48-month reset. Appreciate it very much. Wowie, 4 years. You ever think back on what life was like 4 years ago? It's not that long, but at certain points in your life, it can make a big difference. Everest doing Twitch is like, you can earn the pet. You all probably got it ages ago. I hope so, because there's only 54 minutes left on the drop, so if someone was starting it now, they would be like real out of luck. I disabled I made the drop command say there is no drop, because in 54 minutes that's going to be true. Ahoy Stumpy, thank you for the 13-month reset. Appreciate it. Rock, happy Friday. 4 years ago was 2016, right? I think I was in lockdown watching Hazel on Twitch. Times really have... well, some things change, some things stay the same. I'm flight pathing my way over to the Gladiator Arena in Maracay so I can do one of the Eon's Fringe dailies. Just a little warm up for the day. I also need to remember, I think I need to check to see whether there's a cataloging world quest that may or may not be one of the ones that I need for my achievement, but I should really do it just to check, because they're only up for another, let me see. It's only up for another 10 hours. So today has to be the day. So there will be different ones tomorrow. Got renown 40. I just laid myself out to die heroically once I got that last bit of plunder. Congrats, Mackie Moment. Oh, feels good to be done. Realized I haven't tried for the map today. Please send your streamer luck. All right, I'm going to beam it to you. I either just gave you luck or exploded in some blood vessels. On you, not me. Kitty cat, how are you doing this morning? You wanna greet your people? Let's see. You're right over here. I had to help Rhoda a little bit. She had some crusty stuff stuck in her tail. I don't know from what, but I think she might have like dipped her tail in the wrong part of her litter box. So we cleaned that up, and then I got you a damp cloth. And I thought she'd be really mad at me for rubbing her tail down with a damp cloth and then brushing it. And she was cool with it. I was very surprised. I thought you were not going to be happy about it. How close to the meta are you? Morning, Maddie. I am medium close. Let's take a look. There's Awakened. World Awakened. I need 2 more achievements for it. World Awoken, that's what happened. I need 2 more achievements for it, but Dragon Quests I'm gonna need basically all of the quest lines. Plus Fringe benefits were 2 of 8. We're going for 3 of 8 this morning. And then for the other one, I have been really making some progress, but there's still a few pieces left, so I need to finish Centaur of Attention, which is hunts, and then Who's a Good Bakar. Gotta pet some dogs. I need to do Into the Storm, which means finishing Storm Chasing, and then I need Legendary Album. I'm 3 left on that, so that'll be something. I need to tag these. I don't know if I'm gonna do it in time. Will this count? No, probably not. I'm sure I'm not the only person doing it today. It looks like they're getting like spam summoned. So I can probably just hang out here and get it done eventually. Maybe. Theoretically. Katie said the purple wall. Thank you. Got my carpet first kill of the day. Proceeded to not even try another characters for Mog. I couldn't blame you for that. I think if I was missing anything but the dress, like if I had the dress already, I would be more inclined to let it go. Although I still don't know if I would let it go. But I really want that dress. Finished the tier quest last night. Didn't even know the other 3 lines existed. Centaur of Attention. These writers get paid either not enough or way too much. Dress is so pretty. It specs to your PC. I've kind of forgotten. There's a 3080 in there. That's the important thing. It's definitely got 64 gigs of RAM. I've forgotten the rest. My other PC I had crammed full of, I had like a whole bunch of NVMe drives because I had this fancy setup with my editing software where I was like, this is my scratch drive and this is my project drive and this is my and I just never did that in this machine, and it goes just fine. Too bad he was down when the 1 in orange storm I needed was on. Oh no, I'm so sorry. That sucks. Brutal. I have all of the Azure Span storms done, and none of the other ones. Nothing else whatsoever. So that's fun. Do I need to pick up the Night Rock quest just to get the other one going? If I'd just gotten there a little faster, maybe this would have been fine. Valyria doesn't want to die. I wonder if she's, if there's a bug with this, or if there's an actual mechanic there. Recommend doing it out in Plainstorms. If you see them, they seem to be rare. Yeah, Azure Span. And Waking Shores right now. But I do want to make sure that I start doing my duck attempts sooner rather than later. I thought it'd be like super fast for me to just knock out this daily quest so I could get, you know, one more notch on the Ian's Fringe thing, because I've definitely not done it a couple days running. I figured I should start. Oh, have I never done this quest line? Is that what's going on here? Because it's not a world quest, it's a daily. I mean, there may also be a world quest. But yeah, I wonder if, maybe that's why there's like all kinds of different bosses spawning, because I'm not the only one that is just realizing this. Waste of money. Apple told me 8 gigs was enough in 2024. Oh man. For lots of people, probably. I'm not a hardware expert. But I do know that After Effects eats RAM like it's cereal, and it's hungry, and it's morning time, and you're looking for cereal. Not even done the arena quest in your main. Yeah, that is the trick. That is the trouble with having completed, What if I just skip this quest? I could just not do this day. You don't need to do all of the dailies, you just need to do 8 of them. I could just give up, and that would be fine. Yeah, I'm giving up. We're getting out of here. This is gonna take way too long. I'm going back to Stormwind. I'm gonna go kill this duck and see if I can get some transmog. Teleport? No, I don't have the Tome of Teleport on. Oh dear. Okay. Turn it on from the character select screen. It says, help me build a new computer. I realized how behind I am on current hardware, like M2 hard drives. I like them a lot. That's probably the last new-ish thing that I bought and messed with. I've just gotten complacent with my PCs because they've been working, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Knock on wood. Oh, I'm in combat. Oh no. Yeah, well, time to take a hike. No mount on my first attempt, not hopeful for the next 6. I believe. I got my mount, not on... No, I did get my mount on the first attempt of the day. But then I got another mount on, like, a later attempt of the day. So I know it can happen. I know the odds are... They exist. They're in someone's favor. Alright, Stormwind, please. Hi, kitty. You sleeping? I know Moosey was sleepy this morning. I could have just, like, fallen asleep with him on the couch. He was so snuggly and cute and... large and fluffy. Oh, sorry. Coffee. If I'm smart, I'll finish that before either one of us gets a chance to knock it over. Got my carpet in the 3rd attempt today. Soul crushing not to get on the 1st, thinking it was a lost cause. I like old school hard drives more. It's nice to rip them out, transfer tons of data between computers in seconds. Must have had some fast drives. When I used to use HDDs and I was transferring the contents off them onto something else, that was like a set it up and then go get a snack kind of situation. That was, I mean, seconds, I guess, technically, but lots of them. Many. Going hard in D4, started it Tuesday night. Nice. Sounds like fun. I want to play Stardew in my free time, but I keep not making it to that point of my day. Maybe tonight if I finish the news video earlier. Yesterday I had these big dreams. I was gonna make something for dinner. I was gonna cook something from a cookbook. I had gotten the ingredients. I was all set up. And I made the fatal error where I finally muster the mojo needed to begin cooking. And I get in the kitchen, and my first order of business is always cleaning my kitchen up so that I've got like a nice clean slate to work on. So I like kind of do the sink and the counters and the drying rack, etc. And then I crack open the book and I review my steps and I go, what do you mean this part has to roast for an hour and then this part has to rest for 30 minutes and then this part has to pre-bake and then cool and then bake? And then I realized that it was really foolish of me to think that I could start a quiche at like 7 p.m. and then eat. I mean, I already started like way too late because I was not running particularly quickly yesterday, but I ended up pivoting to a different dish because the quiche was going to take like 3+ hours. And I do want to make it, but I need to start at like 3 p.m. someday. No luck on that. I have 107 chocolates. If I finish getting the transmog from the duck boss, I want to log back onto this character and just go egg hunting to get up to 250 chocolates so that I can buy the lovely duckling pet. How is a butternut pumpkin? It is large. It is over 3 times the weight that I need for this particular quiche recipe. So I'm looking to see if I can maybe chop off like a third of it and then wrap up the rest of it and store it for a day or two and then like maybe make soup or something else. Because it cost me like, I don't know, $10 for the squash. Which is not, like, cheap for, a grocery item that's kind of a novelty to me. So I want to make sure I actually get, like, my money's worth out of it. I could make the quiche 3 times. My heart might give out. It's kind of a pastry-based thing. I think I'm going to want it once and then maybe some nice soup. I like butternut squash soup. Butternut pumpkin soup. I meant SATA SSDs by Old School Drives. I bet you I can find you some middle-aged nerds to have it out with you over that one. I was on the WoW forums because I hate myself, and someone was talking about dragon riding and dragon riding accessibility for aging gamers, which is a totally valid conversation. But the point of contention was that they said I am almost 50, so I'm an old person. And everybody in the comments, there was like 2 people talking about dragon riding, and then everybody else is like, "You think that sub 50 is old?" And it's just one of those things that gets everybody to truly band together and agree on something. Sounds like you're an early eater. I mean, last night, so what I ended up doing instead was I like rifled through the book until I found something that I had most of the ingredients for that would take a slightly lower amount of time. And I ended up making something called a fisherman's pie, which is sort of like a shepherd's pie, but with like sort of like a fish situation. And it was pretty good, and it took me like 90 minutes to make start to back, which I thought was pretty efficient given all of the various steps that were involved. But it did mean that I was not eating until like almost 9 p.m. It was a very late dinner. Mid-50s, not old. My mother's in her mid-50s, and she's not old either. Thought you were making up the butter pumpkin when you mentioned it in yesterday's stream. No! Apparently Australians really call them that. Tendrick lifts knowledge, can't with all the notifications. You know what's funny is until you mention them, they don't cross my radar at all. I don't notice them until someone points them out. Oh. Yeah, the whole book is, I picked it up out of a tiny library, and the whole book is quiches, tarts, pies, and they're all savory. It is very, like, British inspired. Do you have your phone notifications on silent? Yes, always. Why? Is this just like a conversation about notifications, or am I expecting something? Made a stream early for once. Hope everyone's doing all right. Welcome. Mobs that drop things? Yeah, it's gonna be a boss. It's gonna be a big duck. And the duck gives you a quest item, and you turn that in for a daily loot cache that has a chance to contain a couple of different transmog pieces as well as a mount. I have the mount already. I can show it to you. I have the mantle already, but I am missing some transmog. So I'm hanging out waiting for a duck, or joining a group for a duck if that works. Is it a dead duck? Is the duck on the way? Oh, war mode on. Okay, yeah, I missed that. Whoops. Dinner growing up was always late. Wasn't uncommon on a school night to have dinner 9:30, 10 at night. Oh, wow. Yeah, growing up for me, we would eat dinner at like kind of between 5 and 6 p.m. And then as I became older and moved out and moved into adult life, dinner kind of slowly started to creep later and later and later until I was just like staying up way too late because I can't go to bed right after I eat dinner. I need like a couple of hours to digest a little bit. Otherwise I'm gonna have some weirder dreams than normal. Oh, there's the egg. So then you reach a point where you're like, well, I can't live like this anymore, and then you overcorrect and you move it back the other way. I like to keep my phone in silent too, upset some of my family members. I'm lucky that my family is also kind of like me. I'm not the only one that is not. No one expects anybody else to get a notification in like a short order of time. There's a, you know, like if someone texts you and you get back to them within like 24 hours, that's usually pretty acceptable. I'm assuming so. Either that or they all just hate me and nobody wants to say anything, but they haven't excommunicated me yet. Is having weirder dreams than normal possible? I don't know, but I had a great one last night where I had a room and I couldn't tell if it was my bedroom or an office, but there was a bird's nest in it. And I was really excited because there was a little baby crow chick, and it was like this scruffy, little fluffy, awkward little baby crow situation. And then there was a grown-up crow that was with it. And the baby crow hadn't learned to be like nervous around people yet, because it was just a baby crow. So I was like, here, crow. And the crow like kind of hopped on up to me and was like, you know, being all cute. And then it like met everybody else in the room, but then it wandered too far from its mom and it got lost. And it was like, oh no, I don't know where my mom crow is. And it was, and then the mom crow flies over, picks it up by the scruff, because I think in my brain I'm confusing crows and dogs, but it's a dream, you can't question it, and then flies it back to the nest. And then I felt much better knowing that the crow had gone home with its parent crow. And also I was a little concerned about the future of this family of crows living in my office. Let's loot the chest. Let's see what we get. I would like a dress. We're missing, I believe, 2 pieces of transmog. Alright, I got nothing. Try again. Noises a phone makes are an indicator of age. Young people keep them silent. Older people have music ringtones, often featuring bands like Fleetwood Mac and the Eagles. If my phone ringer is on, my ringtone is an old-fashioned phone bell. Like one of those things. I don't know why. Scares the bejesus out of me. I hate hearing my phone ring. Had a bat in my bedroom once. That was interesting. My ringtone is concerning hobbits. Just like hobbits making statements that you feel like need further follow-up, or... The instrumental. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. It's just hobbits talking about acquiring hazardous materials for no particular reason. Hello from the work break room. Hello. How you doing? Happy Friday. Any duck bosses? Is there a certain time? No, it's just like a roughly 5 to 10 minute respawn on the egg that needs dragging. Sometimes you can find people, kind souls will list groups in the group finder when they have the boss up, and then you can join those to kind of scoot past the timer a little bit. Only with Noblegarden, yeah, so it's only available for 1 week total. It ends on Monday. So you got this weekend and then it's over. I'll show you the map. It's a Noble flying carpet. Jeff, sometimes when I'm feeling particularly spiteful, I hope that you have somebody in your life that, like, quibbles and disagrees with and picks holes in everything you say, too. And then I wonder, maybe that's why we've come to this point, is because of that. And I need to break the cycle. Mount is a new rocket? No, carpet. Duck flight 4 for Druids when? Used to work at the Aussie version of 911. The ringtones will never leave my brain. Good morning, all. Good morning. Or good afternoon, or good evening. How are things? Do we see any eggies? Any large eggs? It feels rude to be on the mount around the boss area, but I need Transmog. I'm not just here to flex. I legitimately need more stuff from this boss. Duck boss? No. Or store. Apparently people doing that. Did agree with all your hot takes yesterday. I'm not looking for people to agree with me all the time. It's just that sometimes we take issue with things, and I'm using the royal we here, that are not important. You know, it's like if someone in your life says an ATM machine, do you really need to correct them? Is it that important? Is it going to be good for the overall vibe of the conversation? You're not wrong in the statement that ATM machine is a redundant saying. This is an example. It's obviously not something we've actually said. But you are kind of a buzzkill. You know what I mean? Scrubs not having a carpet? Imagine. Transmog that drops from the boss that you can't buy from the vendor? True. Yes, there is transmog that drops from the boss that you cannot buy from the vendor. Let me show ya. Do I have better wardrobes turned on? Haha, yeah. So, oh, for heavens to Betsy. I'm in my, here, switch, there we go. This is one of them. So there's a dress and a hat. What's funny is, oh no, hang on, that's the trading post one. My bad. Sorry, turquoise. This is one of the sets. This does drop from the duck boss. I am missing the pants. This drops from the duck boss. And then there is also this, the turquoise colorway, which is blue, but the turquoise colorway is from this. Such a cute dress. If I ever said ATM machine and someone laughed at me, I would think that's fair. I did sound stupid. It just does something to a person when you feel like everything that you say is going to get picked into pieces. It messes you up. And it's oh hey, the egg's coming in. What are you drinking? Coffee. Coffee, oat milk, one splendid. Have you visited Ibelin's gravestone in Elwyn? No. I need that dress for my Torn Death Knight. Same set but a recolor of the Trading Post Gardener sets? Yeah! Or you could say the Trading Post ones are a recolor of this one. One fun thing about the boss is that you can get more than one drop at a time. I've looted multiple pieces of transmog from one loot-filled egg basket. First one of the day is a higher chance for certainly Actually, I haven't read the post. I don't have the post in mind. My understanding is that definitely the mount, unclear on the rest of the stuff, but I don't know for a fact. Okay. No luck. Sometimes you get more than one piece of mog in one basket. Sometimes you just get one egg. That's it. That's all you got. But I can probably find the post so we can double check the wording, because I remember there was something about Dark Fair setting up. There was something about them confirming the intent on the drop rate after the hotfix. The mount comes from the basket, not the boss. And you can get the basket once per day per character. It must be the blue one to drop the mount, which means a 60 or higher character doing it. Are we getting hero talents in Season 4? No. No. Next expansion. We're with it. Season 4 is still Dragonflight. If there was, like, overlap between the end of Season 4 and pre-patch, then maybe, but I'm not expecting that. I guess I don't know. Checking the blue tracker. Hotfix increases the drop rate of the Noble Flying Carpet mount. Bonus to the mount drop chance in the first account. Yeah, they didn't say anything about drop chances for the other things. They specifically singled out the mount. Don't get to use hero talents till level 71, I believe. Good point. Very good point. Didn't think of that. Don't get to use hero talents. Oh, I read that. Yeah, pre-patch should have warbands. In theory, unless there's something specific about them that's not ready yet. I'm kind of curious as to what the timeline is on that, like... Because it's kind of getting nice outside, and I remember us talking about the roadmap. I've forgotten everything that's on the roadmap, but I remember something about, like, late summer? Could it be within the same season? Alpha was supposed to come out before Season 4. Well, Season 4 not out yet. There's still time. Season 4, in a couple of weeks. April 22nd. And we're only on April 5th, so they've got a couple of weeks in which to drop the Alpha and have that be... Well, public-facing Alpha, and have that be, still within that timeline. Expecting Alpha to come out still ahead of Season 4. There's just so many things to do. And it's not that I don't have enough time. Although, I'm sure I don't have enough time to do everything. You do have to prioritize a little bit. I sometimes have a hard time with taking, like, a pack of, like, 12 different tasks and then 5 hours and then figuring out how much is realistic, what order to do things in, when to do things in, how long to, like... I get real stuck. I Hazel 404 real easy. Today's Mark of the Tadpoles, apparently? March of the Tadpoles. March of the Tadpoles, apparently, yeah. I don't think I've ever... Baby Winterfin, Murloc, Zaborian Tundra complete their trip across the West Rift. Should we go look? I was gonna say I never go to the micro holidays, but if it's happening right now... Are they just out there? Just trotting across Northrend? We just need to get our transmog. No luck. Way too many things. That's me all out of attempts. Oh, Brett, I'm so sorry. Still feel like I don't have a clear idea of what War Within will be like. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping Alpha helps with that, because I understand that feeling. I kind of feel that way too. It's like I remember the basic hit points from the PowerPoints they showed us. You've got your warbands and your delves and your hero talents and your earthen and something diggy hole. But like actually playing it, I don't know. Haven't had enough caffeine yet, can't I? You're all good. Super curious about delves. First summer launch since BFA. They're all running around in one puddle. They're not marching across Northrend. Oh no. How are they going to get to where they're going? Daytime. War mode off. Let me in. I like that the torch even sheet is upside down in the Moonkin model. It's his bun warmer. Were the heroic raids a little easier than the original heroic raids? Well, we have to prog again. It turned out that they felt much easier, even though technically they probably shouldn't have been. Because the affixes that they did for Fated were kind of a non-issue, at least for a healer. Maybe DPS had stuff to do. It basically felt like doing the same raid again. But the thing was, the raid group already knew the fights. A big part of progression, I find, is your raid group learning the fights and learning assignments and learning coordination. So a lot of having the raider base already be familiar with the fights saves a lot of time on prog. I found the Fated season was really pretty easy and over with quite quickly for that reason. It didn't really take us long to get through the raid. It was basically just like a quick gearing curve, and then it was all sorted because we already kind of knew the fights. I want a relaxing season. Yeah, I think we'll probably get one of those. Again, I'm gonna have to do some charting out to figure out what I want to do. What I want to do for. Because I'm going to have a bunch of different goals. I'm going to want to get through the raid. I'm going to want to get the Keystone Master mount. I'm going to want to get the new Vicious mount. There's also going to be like alpha stuff going on. I'm going to need to really slice up my time and figure out what I want and when I'm going to do it. Kind of divide and conquer. Oh, look, it's the boots. I got Transmog, but I already knew it. Bummer. Because I don't have to. But I would like to get the Season 4, like, mounts and stuff. Yeah, I think my guild is going to raid Awakened, at least a little bit. At least enough to kind of get through it and get the mount. The noodle, the wolf noodle. It's like a green-blue wolf noodle, that's right. I do have the mount from this. I'm looking for 2 more pieces of Transmog. Morning. Miss Hazel, always a pleasure to see your smile. Oh, thank you. Miss Hazelnutty Games. The Falcor map, precisely, yeah. Do you think it's too late to start grinding Azerothian archives? No, not at all. That one's pretty casual, pretty chill, and is very reasonable to do. The easiest way to do it is just to do it like once a week for the weekly quest, because that'll take you like 8 minutes a week, and then you can make reasonable progress on the collectibles. Actually, I guess you do want to do the world quest as well to some extent to get achievements. Which reminds me, I've got a world quest I might want to try for just one more thing. What is Fated? So for Season 4, the next season of Dragonflight, we're doing a thing where they're going to rotate through, instead of having a new raid, we're going to replay the old raids one at a time. It's going to rotate and cycle 1 per week. So we'll do Vault of the Incarnates for 1 week, and then the next week is Aberrus, and then the next week is Amirdasil, and then back. The current raid that is Awakened for the week is going to be scaled up to a somewhat relevant difficulty level. It's going to drop relevant loot. And there's presumably going to be some kind of affix that, like, alters the fight a tiny bit. Although, to what end, I don't know. So it's kind of like a victory lap season where we're replaying the raids that we did before, but just kind of one at a time. And then you're going to be able to get bullion, which is kind of a currency to trade for specific items to help. So, like, if you really need a trinket from one raid, and it's, like, brutal that you can only farm that every 3 weeks, instead of farming it, you would probably just get your bullion, and then buy it off of a vendor, and then you can upgrade it and stuff. Can you do Fated LFR? I don't remember what it was like in Shadowlands. I don't know. It's a good question. You would think so. You would assume maybe. I believe that some of the rewards need you to do it on normal or higher, like the mount, but the just the raid itself, I don't see why it wouldn't work. Did in Shadowlands last minute, you can do Fated LFR. How many more times do you need to dust the duck? As many times as it takes for me to get a dress and a pair of pants. I am missing the dress and the pants from the Mog sets. Be here as long as it takes, or until we run out of days and attempts. But I'm hoping I can finish the Mog. I got 17 characters, and we got a couple more days left on this holiday. I at least have the mount already. Maybe the real pants are the friends we meet along the way. Hazel, how do you forget to buy cat food? Pet food is an auto delivery for me. I forgot to. But I am no stranger to the last minute, geez, we gotta go get something now, and then, like, searching around to different stores to figure out who carries the right type of food, and then going on a pilgrimage to get food for animal now because they're hungry. I've lived that life before. Same model of Transmog from the trading post, but different colors. The turquoise color is unique and specific to the Duck Boss drop. You can only get her food from Tractor Supply or Publix. Alright. Transmog? No. Eggy. That's no good. I'm tired of farming anima. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you maybe need a break from it? Gave her some treats for the time being. No breaks. Much must finish. Breaks can be healthy. Breaks can help reset your old brain noodle. I looked up Iblin's gravestone. Someone in the office started cutting onions, I'm pretty sure. There are a few people here. Maybe no. Finding you. Any ducky? Hate this card. Don't become an animaholic. Anima's sitting in bags and bank. Still too early to go back farming anything from that X bag for me. Yeah, I need at least another 1 or 2 X packs off before I get back into it. I'm curious if in the War Within with warbands, if the change to allow you to learn stuff of other armor types also applies to vendors and not just like dungeon and raid drops, because if that's the case, I can use my priest, my old Shadowlands main human priest, who has all of the upgrades to the different mission table, or not the mission table things, like the Covenant buildings, and therefore gets more anima from everything. I could use her to grind the anima. I mean, I guess I could also send anima around. It doesn't really matter, but it would make it more convenient. I forgot you can send anima around, I can't lie. But she has she has full renown with all 4 of the Covenants, because I played her in that expansion, and there was lots of time to do that, so I would have access to buy a lot more of it, whereas I would otherwise probably need to, like, actually renown up with, you know, Necrolords or whatever, with like a plate character or something like that. I can hear someone purring, but my cat is not in my chair. Oh my goodness. Is there someone on like a... I think it's one at somebody's mount. I think the cat left. I think she's not in the room right now, and I think that it's just someone's mount making a noise that puts me in mind of it. Kitty? No kitty? No kitty. Might be like an engine or something. I think it's a mount because I can hear it. What's the point of closing and finally getting that Transmog mammoth dice. I was thinking, I had a shower thought about stream, because that's what I need, is more things that I want to do that I don't have time for, instead of doing some of the things that are already on the list. I was thinking of trying to make like a little on-screen graphic indicator that I can control with my Stream Deck, that I can populate with text, so that I basically have like a little flow chart of like activities that I want to do for the day, and then I have like a little highlighter or like a box or something that I can move to indicate where I am in my day's list of daily stuff, so that if somebody's talking about the stream, it's like, well, what are you doing? If I don't see that message, there would be like an on-stream indicator of, oh hey, we're farming the Duff Boss for the Transmog, and later we are gonna do blank. Like, you would see the next thing on the list after that. I don't think it would work perfectly because I do jump around a lot, but it would be kind of a fun idea to play with, because it's not like I have a ton of on-stream graphics that are competing for your attention. Yeah, it'd be kind of cool. The organization of it appeals to me, because I feel like it might also make me stick to a task if I know that that thing is already like on stream, is the thing that I said I was going to do. People like you answering them. I mean, I could also answer them. Just because I put a graphic on stream doesn't mean anybody's gonna see it. I've had things that were stated in the stream title before and on screen, and people will still ask those things in chat. It's not gonna solve it completely. But you know, if they want to talk, we could talk about. They could ask me about make the entire screen of what we're doing bar. So you can't actually like see the game, you just like have a text indicator of what I'm actually working on. When is my VTuber era? I did not get any mog from that run. Kira could be the mascot. Guess what you're doing by the game sound. That would be almost impossible, but it would be kind of fun because you could have a game music version of GeoGuessr. I feel like if you narrow down the scope and it's like a guess what raid I'm running by game sound, and there could be like a easy, medium, hard, where like on easy I have dialogue sounds turned on so bosses do their voice lines and stuff. That would be a fun game. Kind of VTuber model would you have? It probably wouldn't be like a traditional one at all. I would rig some kind of cursed graphic myself, and it wouldn't work very well, and it would be like it would be like this different from having just a no cam stream. It would mostly just be for fun. And so that if I feel like I want to be a slug and have nobody look at me for the day. Because that is one of the main things that I really like about my days off, is that no one gets to see me. I wanna be a worm in the earth. Pre-made custom, find a group. Any birdies? I need to find the egg and then list a group so I can give back to the community. My egg karma's way behind. Westfall Harvester model. Barniclus, right? Yeah, because WoW GeoGuessr is totally a thing. There's like actually, I remember there was an era where streamers were playing that. That's been done. Guess the raid by sound could be fun for a subathon. How close are you to the Dragonflight meta, Chief? I say medium. I need more cataloging quests. I need a couple of fiddly little achievements cleaned up that won't be hard, but will just be a little time consuming. I've got quest lines to clean up. I need more Eon's Fringe dailies. I tried to do it today, but then I realized that I was way over my head with the... I never did the Gurgthought quest lines, so it was just going to take way too long. World quest reset later. Please give cataloging I need. What does Fathom look like? Here, I'll show you. Pet journal. Fathom. But the drop ends in like 9 minutes, so I wouldn't get too excited if you're not basically almost done. Is your UI basically just the stock UI? Not exactly. If you look in edit mode, this is where I've put my bars. This is the stock modern preset, and then this is the stock classic preset that basically just puts your target up frames up in the corner. For mine, I like having my bars kind of correspond to my keybinds in a way that makes sense to my tiny little twisted braid. But it's not that different from stock. I've just kind of mushed the bars around to where I like them. Positions, no elements. Yeah, I don't have very many elements of my UI that are add-on controlled. I do use Plater, so my nameplates are different. There's a lot of people here. I do have Plater. I have a spreadsheet that lists out the add-ons that I use. I use quite a few add-ons, but not all of them are UI based anymore. Parrot Squad. Do you think most people watch the stream or listen in? That's a great question that I don't know how on earth I would answer. I feel like that's very individual. For this stream, I would say that it's probably got a higher than normal amount of people that listen and not watch, because you guys are like productive and you do things. Like people will say they're like, you know, cleaning their house or doing meal prep, or like they're at work or they're doing homework, or like they're doing something else while listening, which would indicate to me that the screen is probably not a hyper focus. Listen mostly because I'm at work when you're on. Listen most of the time. I've heard of people putting the stream on, or like a recording the stream on in the car as like a podcast while they're driving, and that's the most flattering thing I've ever heard in my life. Just because we're at work does not mean we're busy. Aww. Currently playing WoW GeoGuessr while listening to you. If I try to play WoW GeoGuessr, I'm gonna be really embarrassed because I'm gonna be terrible at it. And I've played this game long enough that I feel like I should have some amount of competence at it, and I'm not gonna have any. It would be terrible. Totally listen on the go if possible. Don't have the data for that on my phone. Totally fair. Sometimes you just need to hear a voice of the monkey and your brain doesn't start talking. I get it. That's why I read at night. If I don't have a book, then I have to listen to myself think, and that's a bad road to go down. Took you / the stream with me as I went on the walk in the woods yesterday. It was actually pretty nice. I'm kind of jealous. I wish I was walking in the woods. Canadian map for GeoGuessr is especially hard. Everything is generic highway. You're reading anything interesting at the moment? I'm currently reading Men at Arms, which is like the 15th Discworld novel, somewhere in that range. I'm loving Discworld to bits. I love it so much. I'm just buying the books in like 5-packs because I know I'm gonna want to read them again one day, and I like kind of digitally collecting them, so I've got a bunch of them. This one is about, you know, Corporal Carrot and Captain Vimes, and someone's invented a gun and it's wreaking all kinds of havoc. Yeah. I've not tried the Sword of Truth series. I did get the mount. Had to stop playing Plunder. Just had an earthquake. Oh. I saw one of my fox friends on that walk. I'll have to post the picture I took. Foxes. I don't think I've ever seen a fox in person. I've seen them on the internet. We don't have foxes here. Pretty crazy. It's in the news. How bad is it? I mean, that's like a very hard question to answer quickly, but you know what I mean. felt it a little on Long Island. Earthquake was wild. 4.7. Crazy. 4.8 last I heard. 4.8 in New Jersey. I hear the foxes around my place. They sound like they're laughing. It's cute. Oh man, I'm the worst. I listed a group and then I didn't invite anybody and then the boss died. And it's gone. I'm gonna log out and then log back in and see if it hits my mail. Cause otherwise I don't know if I should just do it again on this character or what. That was a phasing uh-oh. Here, let's log out. Maybe log into something else. I love this outfit. She's so cute. 33 at 40 on Plunderstorm? Oh yeah, you're getting there. All my pots fell off my windowsill. I thought someone's trying to break through my apartment wall. It's scary. Okay, log in, log out. Log in, see if it hits the mail. Because I don't know if I kill it again, if the loot, because I didn't pick up the loot last time, I don't know if the loot would be there if I killed it again, or if I'm just like out of luck for the day. Do you get any earthquakes in Victoria? Technically, like minor ones that you can't feel, but not very often do you feel them. Rumor has it that eventually, you know, the sea's gonna crack open and we're all just gonna sink in because we're overdue for a large earthquake, but you know, you just have to kind of cross your fingers and hope it doesn't happen in your lifetime. Knowing my luck, it's gonna happen like the week after I buy a house. I'm gonna finally buy a house. I'm gonna be all chippy and chirpy about my mortgage, and I'm gonna be like, I'm a real grown-up, and then the earth is gonna open up, and I'm gonna fall right in. That's exactly what's gonna happen. All right, well, the egg's coming, so I'm gonna try this again. I'm not gonna do anything with the group finder this time. No, I didn't get a mortgage yesterday. Whirlwind Abyss, thank you for these 17-month resub. Just get good insurance. Egg spawns in the surrounding area. You can target it with a targeting macro. Afternoon, Hazel and Jack. Good afternoon. I actually, unironically, really like the use of the Kappa emote as a sarcasm indicator. It helps me out a lot. No, I didn't buy sheets. I'm in the early stages of complaining about my sheets. I'm not gonna replace them until I finally get fed up with it in approximately 6 months. I need to complain a little more first. I have an established process for getting fed up with things and it can't be rushed. Where would you rate Dragonflight as an expansion? From my office. I liked it a lot. I think it was a great expansion. 8 out of 10. Would do again. We complaining about sheets today? I was complaining about sheets yesterday. And the annoying thing is that they're really cute. I got 2 sets of sheets. I got pink ones and then I got kind of like turquoise blue ones. And I mix and match. So like I'll have like one bottom sheet from one set and then the top sheet from the other set. So that I kind of have like this color block situation, and it's adorable and I love it. And they get too hot by morning time. They don't breathe. I have to like open up the blanket and flap it up and down a bunch to like air it out so that I can get cool enough to go back to sleep if I wake up too early. Ever have the problem with color bleeding in the washing machine? No, only very, very limited. There was one thing in the last 10 years of my life that actually had blood color and it made some of my socks pink. And then I remembered that I was actually warned about it before I washed it and I just forgot about the warning. Most of everything I get these days is pretty color fast. It's only been 5 years. If you're playing WoW yourself without stream or Discord, do you play with headphones, headset, just speakers? I actually don't have speakers set up anymore. I used to. And I realized that it was just kind of a waste of space on my desk because so often I needed the headphones for either just being considerate to my neighbors or like you know, Discord or stream or whatever, that it was just not worth it for me to have speakers. So I don't use them. I used to have speakers in my monitors, and sometimes I would use those instead, but it just, messing with my sound devices just gets me into trouble. So I just use headphones 100% of the time now. I have different ones depending on what I'm doing. I use the wireless earbuds for stream, and then I have like my over-ear headphones for when I'm not streaming. But my thing with headphones for the computer is they must be wireless. I cannot live with wired headphones anymore. I have rolled over my cord. I have tripped over my cord. I've gotten up and walked away while wearing the cord too many times. Can't do it anymore. I'm team wireless, even if the batteries go. Headphones better for sound privacy quality also usually. Yeah. Yeah, you just get used to wearing them. Absolutely had to get a wireless headset. I really put it off for a long time because growing up, my takeaway from my childhood is that things that are on batteries are worse than things that are plugged in. I got this notion from my Game Boy because I had a Game Boy. I played an unwise amount of it. And I had an AC adapter. And then also, of course, you could run it on AA batteries. And I realized that if I was playing on batteries, you ran the risk of your batteries die and then you can't play anymore for that day until you can like beg batteries off of somebody. Or, and then if your batteries die and you haven't saved, you could lose progress. It was really bad. Whereas with the AC adapter, you plug yourself into the wall, and as long as you can make yourself a nest by the power outlet, because they weren't very long in the cable, as long as you can make yourself a nice nest by the power outlet, you were Gucci all day. And I kept that realization for a long time, and I was very resistant to getting wireless anything or battery charged anything because I was like, why would I risk it running out of battery if I can just have a cable? But I eventually relented when it specifically comes to stuff that is attached to me, so headphones. I'm not big on wireless keyboards and mice because I have no need for them. I'm at a desk, it's all set up, there's no harm in having them plugged in, and this way I don't have to worry about, you know, batteries and signal and connection and whatnot. But, something attached to my person, wireless all the way. 100%. Cousin had a Game Gear. That thing devoured batteries. What we would have given to be able to just plug that in. Do you ever find over-the-ear headphones uncomfortable? Feel pressure on the top of my head after a while. I used to. I like the ones that I have. But I also don't wear them as long as I used to. That is the thing. Is that I used to get headaches and pressure and like pinched ears and whatnot from over-the-ear headphone or over-the-head headphones. But I also used to wear them for like 10 hours at a time. Nowadays, I'm too flighty. I will sit down at my desk for 3 hours at the most. And that's like if I'm streaming or if I'm raiding, basically. If I'm not doing either of those things, you're getting me here for maybe an hour and a half tops before I've like gotten up and wandered off like a lost sheep. So I don't, I take more breaks so I don't hurt as much. But maybe I also have comfy headphones. I do like them. They're adjustable, which helps, I think. No luck there. At the gym, I would catch the wire and the weights, they get ripped apart. Oh, man. I used to have in-ear earbuds that were wired all through school and then a little ways out of school. And I would constantly, like, catch the cord on something and then rip the earbud out of my ear. And it hurt. That was ouchy. Earbuds don't stay in my ears, neither ones that wrap around my ears. Even these ones fall out on me sometimes, but I just try to catch them. I'm lucky that the AirPods fit me because I like those for exercising. I like those for working out. Super jealous that you had an AC adapter for your Game Boy. Yeah. And I would like I figured out that if I was very quiet and very careful, I could squeeze my bed away from the wall enough to fit the plug-in to the outlet that was behind my bed. And then if I played under the covers, there wouldn't be any light under my door for my parents to catch me. so I could get away with staying up late. Because I had a little light. I had one of those little gooseneck lights that plugged into the Game Boy that would light up the screen, because the screen wasn't backlit. The backlit screen would have been the dream. But they didn't have that on the... it was a Game Boy Color that I was doing most of this on. I later had a Game Boy Advanced, but I did most of my degen childhood on a Game Boy Color. And I had one of those little gooseneck lights, so I would like make a little tent under the blankets, and I would plug it. I would get it plugged in. It would get real warm. I would get it plugged in. I would get the little light on it, and I would play mainly Pokemon Gold. Thing I miss about the old phone is the mini jack. Video games ruining your sleep for 25 years. Had the whole catalog of Game Boy accessories. I think I did. Because we also had the link cable. And my sister had a Game Boy as well. So in theory, we could link up and trade. And I think we probably did that once or twice, and it was very exciting. But in practice, she didn't really play as much. She had cooler things to do. She had a social life. Can't imagine. So when I later ended up with my Game Boy Advance, you could link it to the Game Boy Color with the link cable, and I would trade myself Pokemon between games. I had Crystal and Gold, so I had 2 copies of the same game, and I would like basically trade myself like every starter so I could start the game with all 3 starters and stuff like that. It took ages to do. Or like I would trade myself Pokemon back and forth to force evolutions of Pokemon that only evolve via trading. It was good stuff. I remember buying my neighbor's Game Boy from him because I couldn't get one another way. One day they will re-release that particular game on Switch. I just have to believe, and they'll do it one day. Brother and I bought a link cable from a friend who was an only child but would get everything he asked for. If you ever get the urge to get a refurbished modded Game Boy, you can get one with a backlight now. You know, I never got into retro... I mean, obviously I was into them back in the day, but I never got into collecting retro consoles and stuff after the fact. I always just kind of have the new thing, and then I hope that there's enough backwards compatibility to scratch my nostalgia issues. Did I say nostalgia issues? I meant to say itch. Yeah, retro games back in the day were just games. I like my Switch. I haven't been playing it recently, though. I've fallen back off of Animal Crossing, and the thing with Animal Crossing is if you stop playing it for long enough, you don't want to log back into it because you know that they're going to give you the guilt rundown. I had some idea that if I ever buy a house and move into it, I want to start a fresh Animal Crossing island at the same time. I don't know why I want that. You'd think I would want to bring my old Animal Crossing island with me. One, because the game is about completionism, and starting over again is not very conducive to that. And then secondly, so that there is some stable constant that you can call home. But, you know, Azeroth is stable enough. I've still got gnomes. That's fine. I like new islands. Add an auto battler mode for pet battles. I'd be down. I'm a Hearthstone Battlegrounds addict. If they did a good job, I would sink time into that. My sweet cousin told me Stardew Valley looked old because of the pixel graphics. One day she'll learn. You know, I said the same thing before I tried it. I resisted Stardew Valley for a long time because I thought I didn't want to play a game without modern graphics. I didn't want to play a pixel art game. And then eventually I learned. I don't remember what changed. I don't remember why I gave Stardew Valley a try. But when I did it, it got me. I'm doing co-op Stardew Valley now with Flabby, and it's awesome. I've regretted restarting Animal Crossing every single time. Really? Next Animal Crossing game, really don't want to ever restart it. I never regret restarting any game. I have a goldfish brain memory, and as soon as I have a new file, I've completely forgotten about whatever I used to have in my old file. It's like gone forever in my mind. Holocron Coder, thank you very much for the 19-month resub. Hey Hazel, hope things are well. Thank you very much. I hope you're doing well as well. Also, I don't know if I thanked Whirlwind Abyss for the 17-month resub. Announced 50 new HSBG cards. I heard that they were announcing stuff. And I'm excited that there's a duos date, but I kind of feel too overwhelmed to like look at the new stuff. I feel like I'm just gonna figure it out as I go and not look it up ahead of time because my brain's busy. I can't look at 50 new Hearthstone Battlegrounds cards. Hated that you couldn't have your own island if you shared your Switch with someone. Yeah, that was always kind of brutal. They should at the very least let you have a separate island for each Switch login. But, you know, Nintendo's gonna Nintendo. "13 more plunder levels." If it doesn't, is it un-Nintendo? Glad I found my 3DS after it was lost for you. I used to buy 3DSs. I remember I bought like an a normal one. And then I got like a Pokemon version one. And it's because at the time I was chasing that high of having a Game Boy as a kid. I thought that I would feel the same way about it. And I did play games on them. I played Animal Crossing New Leaf on 3DS, and I played a few different Pokemon games on them, but it didn't recapture the magic. I think I'm just trying to be a child again, and it's not working. Yeah, I agree. The multiplayer in Animal Crossing was cute, but like really annoying to navigate. Don't play Animal Crossing too much without breaks or you might get Nintendonitis. Oh dear. It isn't working and it will never work, but games are pretty cool anyway. Yeah, it's true. Yesterday I went to go take a nap and instead I was reading about the different biological hazards that can happen with an old house that you want to look out for in a home inspection. I knew about the asbestos that they used as insulation and apparently on popcorn ceilings during a certain year range in Canada, but also you gotta watch out for lead paint and if the foundation has really big cracks in it, radon gas. Supposedly a something cause of something cancer next to smoking or something. You gotta look out. How is your horse with that cart in front of it? I feel like I should understand that idiom and I don't. It's missing me. I already had that belt. How old is the house? Some of them are more than 100 years old. Some of the houses that I'm kind of looking at listings for are from like kind of 1901 to 1910. A lot of them are kind of from 1940 to 1960. Those ones are more likely to be kind of like the lead paint asbestos situation. But I might be able to afford one. Seems like that might make it hard to fall asleep. Putting the cart before the horse. I don't have a horse. Or a cart. I have a car. Don't think I'd want to live in an older home. Yeah, I mean, you gotta kind of weigh your options a little bit. For me, not for you. I totally respect your opinion is totally valid. There's kind of pros and cons of various things. Depending on your budget, you've got things like, well, do I want to rent forever and risk being eventually evicted if they decide to turn the building into something else, or whatnot? Do I want to buy a condo in a building of potentially medium age, and deal with strata and everything that comes with that? Do I want to try to get a townhouse, which is less above and below than a condo, but you're still attached in a row, so like you've got a neighbor 2 houses down that likes to play real fast and loose with candles. You might have some concerns about it. And like there's different kind of age ranges within the same budget. So if you had a flat amount of money, you might be able to afford like a nice condo that's maybe 15 years old, or a pretty nice townhouse, like a townhouse that maybe has like a patio but like no grass, and that might be 20 years old. That might be from like 96. Or you could get like a house, no neighbors attached, a yard, no strata, but it's from 1945. You've kind of got to like weigh out your options and what's important to you. Do you need more than one bathroom? Do you need an absence of lead paint? Do you need a place to sleep at night that's not a box under the underpass? There's you know, how close to your neighbors do you want to live? So I'm just thinking a lot about all of the different options. Lead paint sounds like a discount. I regret to inform you. Pardon me. 94 is 20 years old. There you go. Wait, no! 2004 is 20 years old! No! Good lord. Alright, well. Alright, so if the house is from 1950, what are we saying? 84 years? 74 years. It's basically new. But yeah, my house turns 100 next year. I love it. The thing I have to remember is that all of those different situations people live in, and they still live lives. They have joys and they have sorrows. They have children and they have dogs. They have plants. They make dinner. They take naps on weekends. You know, like you can live a life in any of these places. It's just a question of which benefits and drawbacks do you think that you can live with. And also, just because you buy a place doesn't mean that you're obligated to live there for the rest of your life. It's just, there's expenses to switching places as well. I'm not saying anything without my lawyer present. House is 114 years old. That was millennial math right there. Everything from our teen years couldn't have been that long ago, right? Yeah, all those things are definitely valid. Hopefully you find out a lot of it in a home inspection. If it's been renovated and it has like 200 amp service, that's a good start. You want to look at the insulation. A lot of the houses I'm looking at, though, on top of being very old, are also very small, which doesn't sound like a good thing, but it could be. You've got less airspace to heat. If you were going to redo something like the roof or the insulation, it probably wouldn't cost as much to do like a small house than it would to do like a big house. Yeah, I think just because something's old doesn't necessarily mean you should write it off completely. It just means that you should do some due diligence, be prepared for some potential expenses. Although you can end up with expenses on new places too. There are new places that absolutely start having problems. And yeah, maybe you have like a warranty, but maybe you don't, depending on how old it is. Just because it was built in like 2009 doesn't mean they did a good job. There we go. Smaller house, less to clean. Less room to hoard things. Yeah. Yeah, whenever I start looking at a house and I'm like, oh man, it's only 1,200 square feet. That's pretty small. I have to be like, Hazel, you live in an apartment. You have like 790 right now. That is bigger than what you're living in for the moment, and you are living just fine. Sure, I want like one more closet to put my linens in. But I could deal with I just need to declutter my closet, you know? It's fine. I just gotta get rid of a few things. Oh, look, it's a belt. You want at least 2 toilets? I know I do, but I may not be able to afford it. And I don't have 2 now. And I'm getting by. I wonder what it's like to add plumbing for a second bathroom later down the road to an existing house. Bucket! Listen, we have a yard, we dig a hole, huh? Do you care about what the cart horse situation means or not really? I would say my interest in the matter is at about a 4 out of 10. It's a lot. All right, but when you say a lot, are we talking like $100,000? Are we talking $50,000? Are we talking $5,000? Are we talking $2,000? Are we talking 1 week of work, 2 years of work, 500 years, and they'll finally get a toilet in the place? Like, you know, you gotta put it into context. Outhouse for sure. Because people put in outbuildings, and they'll rough in bathrooms on those. I don't want to do it myself, no. Cost and time would depend whether it's within the existing space, having to build an extension. quick, well-built, and cheap pick 2. Alright, my takeaway is that it's gonna be 75 grand. But it better be beautiful. What are you farming? Transmog. I need 2 more pieces of transmog from this event. But yeah, I have 1 bathroom right now. We get by just fine. Listen, if we want me to get a place that has a 2nd bathroom, we fundraise the extra 75 grand up front. Big streamathon. I tack that onto the down payment, I get a slightly bigger place. Huh? Houses are just really expensive here. Raid Shadow Legends streamathon. Easy, sounds like the plan. If you do it, quote, for charity. Yeah, I am many things, but a charity I am not. Sounds like you're not bringing in a lot of income from content creation. Have you ever thought about getting a more traditional job? So, here's the thing. When I say I don't make enough money to buy a house, you would need to make like 300 grand a year to buy like the 3-bed, 2-bath house that people are talking about. And that's not even in town. If I was going to get a traditional job that made more than this, I would need like I don't know, a C-suite job. Like literally. It's not that I'm, you know, I'm doing all right. I can't complain. I'm doing fine. I can afford my rent in the city, and that's remarkable. I don't know about medical degree. We're losing doctors here. It's not necessarily just me. It is the system. But I would need to get like 5 jobs. It's not just a matter of like, oh hey, go train and then go get yourself like a admin position in a startup or something. Yeah, housing is wild. I have thought about getting a more traditional job, just because I'm not always convinced that content creation is the best for my mental health. And that there might be a different lifestyle that is better suited to me, that I would perform better in and maybe have a better quality of life in. And that's something to think about. I'd say the system is the issue. Find kind old lady in big house, move in, pretend you're a ghost. Ask me for more bad advice. I like that one. If she's a kind old lady, can I be a kind ghost? Coach people to get over the stress of being a content creator. Yeah. My problem is that these people need therapy. They don't need life coaches, they need therapy. And by these people, I mean me and people with the same problems as me. That's the thing that bugs me, is that there's all kinds of ways in this particular industry to make dramatically more money than what I do now. It's just that they're all kind of varying degrees of separated from just grifting. And I think I'm maybe a little too stingy about it, but I don't know. Do a lot of voiceover? Have you ever thought about getting into that? That's a good question. I don't know much about that industry. I'm sure there's jobs that I haven't even thought of where people like read scripts for like professional, I don't know, training videos or something like that. It would be interesting to see how well it does and what it requires. Yeah. The one thing I like about doing voiceover for myself and my own scripts is that I'm a one take Betty. I will spit it out one time more or less, and I will chop it until I like it because I'm the one that has to approve it. If you're doing work for somebody else's project, they get edits, they get redos. Best paying gigs require a lot of legwork. Video person. Yeah, I don't think it's something I could just dip into super easy. That'd be a good sub goal, updating the DBM pack. I thought I did. What if instead of like being a voice actor, you're just like, well, I guess I don't. You can't really control what you're made to say. But I was gonna say you do the gig actor thing on Fiverr, where you're like, listen, I'll read your YouTube video script. $200. Used to do 30 editions a day, 6 days a week to make about $2K a month. Yeah, that's not gonna help with the house. Become a stunt actor. Oh dear. Sometimes I wish I knew whether or not I was gonna like die of a horrible accident in like 6 years, so that I could just figure out how much I'm gonna budget for, because it seems like a lot of work to plan for like a future if I could just like fall off a bridge or get struck by lightning or something, you know? I don't think I would really want to know, but it would be nice in terms of financial planning. Kitty, you want to come sit on me? I'm getting kind of existential. I could use a cat. Do a normie podcast with sketchy ads. Just start shilling athletic supplements. Hi, sweetie. How many T-Mog are you missing? 2. 1 more. I need 2 more. I need a dress and I need a pair of pants. I'm convinced the dress isn't real. Still waiting for Hazel to announce that today's stream is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Hey, never say never. Get your cats to do voice acting. There we go. Catstagram, that's the real thing. We get Moose posting daily on TikTok, and then we make the BarkBox dollars. Or whoever it is that sponsored dog talks. He's cute, he could do it. I'm the one that lacks the creative insight for that. For saving, I always hear get 6 months worth of monthly expenses. At the moment, my only monthly expense is my Hazel sub, so guess I've made it. 6 transmogs total? Yeah, I think so. Appearances. You go down to turquoise. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Willing to try it and report back if it's something you'd be comfortable with claiming to play. Yeah. Love the big dancing Tauren. That add-on is better wardrobe in Transmog. That adds the extra sets tab. There's catstagrams? There are catstagrams for other cats. Not for Miss Kier. She makes live appearances only. After 3 years, my daughter stopped her BarkBox. Doggy still hopefully watches overall box unpacking. Aww. Yeah, you're right. Kitty is a live streamer. The thing I just need to remember with sponsorships is that my peers in the industry, other streamers and content creators and video producers, do them often. And their lives have not fallen down about their years. They have not been pitchforked down the streets with like a shame bell. You know, like it's... The climate's kind of evolved a little bit. Once upon a time, if a content creator did an ad read, they were like reviled for selling out. Like it was something that you'd have like a few people that were like, get your money, and then most people would be like, I can't believe you betray us like this. And I think I'm still kind of stuck in that mindset. And it's a difficult one to get out of. Best method to level pets? The one that I do is I just get polished pet training stones from mission tables, and I buy upgrade stones. Or pardon, I get polished pet charms from the mission tables, and then I buy upgrade stones with those. Works a treat. Man, I am having a real struggle trying to get new Mog pieces today. I haven't gotten anything new. What mission tables have the most? I mean, you can do all the mission tables. Even the old ones now give polished pet charms. I like the Shadowlands ones. Noble carpet just dropped for me. Nice. Have better wardrobe installed, but have gone the entire expansion without it activated. I do the same thing all the time. Early in the expansion, when there was a lot of errors being thrown, like you can't use that item because an add-on is blocking your UI, Better Wardrobe was one of the culprits for that, and I think I just turned it off out of frustration. Had this again today with Better Wardrobe. Oh no. I still got that error with Alcoholic, but you'll pry that out for my cold undead hands. That error is the thing that got me off of using Trade Skill Master. I used to be a diehard TSM person, and I switched to Auctionator and Craft Sim because TSM would not behave for the longest time. I've only just recently turned Better Wardrobe back on, and I haven't really been playing much, so it's possible that it still does that. Left for a bit, I didn't think you'd still be grinding this long. I haven't received any of the things. I need 2 more pieces, and I'm still nothing. Nothing that I need anyways. I've gotten some dupes. Still doesn't behave. Oh, bummer. No, they're account bound, so they're not tradable among people that tagged it. I looked into that. Even the mount, same thing. People get dupe mounts and they want to give them to their friends and they can't. Yeah, I have still only gotten the mount twice. I have not seen a third mount. Not that I'm complaining. Once was good. But it's you know, it's a case study of one way that doing 17 characters a day can work out. No good with that. Took my mount drop. Oh, I'm so sorry. All right, we got 3 more 70s and then a couple of lower level characters that can try for the Mog. Ugh. I guess we could set up more, given that the Mog can be done on level 10 plus characters. I could set up all kinds of characters that could do it. They won't be able to dragon ride, but you know, you set their Hearthstone to Goldshire and you just have to run them one way. One day, if I get a place that has enough yard for me to have a raised garden bed in it, I'm gonna grow a little carrot and then I'm gonna pull it, and I'll pull it too early, and I'll be like, oh no, this is still a really tiny carrot. And then I'll bring it on stream, and I'll be like, look, I grew a carrot. Count on it. Noting it down now. Like the Brussels sprouts I grew last year, they were like grapes. Oh man. Yard with the fence for my puppy so she can run all the time. I would be so happy if Moosey had a place that he could run around, or even just like lounge outside in the sun. He would love to just loaf around a yard and take a good nap, I bet. You know what? You should be growing a watermelon. I don't know if I would ever do that. Even if I had the right conditions for it. It seems like a lot of investment for a melon. Depends on how much you value melons. I'm not huge on melons. I don't hate them, but I don't seek them out. Maybe you can grow your own butternut pumpkin. I like how they're butternut pumpkins forevermore now. Quest to do dragon riding in the old world? To just turn on. I feel like it just turned on. But correct me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong. Time for another walk in the woods. Maybe stream can come along this time. Yeah, I like tomatoes. Tomatoes are fun because they're, especially if you go for cherry tomatoes, they're like just really delicious and tasty and pretty easy to get going as long as you have some sunshine for them. I thought I couldn't grow tomatoes on this balcony because the sun's like kind of limited, but I've managed it. It does work. That's what I'm looking for. I'm kind of chilly. I put a sweater on over my big t-shirt today because I thought that would help, but I think this is like a California hoodie. It's like all of the appearance and the function of a hoodie, but none of the actual keeping you warm part. Yeah, I like cherry tomatoes a lot. Sometimes I'll use them in applications that really should use other tomatoes. Like I'll make a sandwich and I want to put tomatoes in the sandwich, but all I have that I grew are cherry tomatoes. So I'll just like slice them up into little teeny tiny discs and I'll spread them all out. Yeah. Yeah, the trick to growing stuff on a balcony is not so much the size of it, it's the light. If you have like a northeast facing balcony with an overhang, and like another building blocking the sun, good luck. You can definitely grow stuff, but like some things will not grow very well without some direct sun. Do you know if the mountain pets that you buy with the dream infusions drop from the seed caches too? No, the dream infusion mountain pets are specific to the dream infusions. Literally making a sandwich with cherry tomatoes right now. Nice. Carrots are incredible when homegrown. I'm a carrot hater, except in things. Holy guacamole. My Nana's fresh carrots from her garden. I also didn't like radishes until I tried the ones that she grew. Just like a completely different ballgame. It's great. Yeah, regular flying does work in the Dragon Isles, but you need to do Pathfinder for it, which is apparently quite a few quests. It's a bit of a project. Unfortunately. Specialized tomato boxes. Specialized tomato boxes? No. I just grew them in pots. Occasionally bags. I have tomato cages to support the tomatoes. What's a specialized tomato box? I was satisfied yesterday when I made that fisherman's pie for dinner is that I got to use a bunch of fish fillets that I had frozen from last year's fishing season that I'd never gotten around to using. So I made some room in my freezer. And it was delicious. Poor tomatoes, all caged up. I love poking around a garden because you always find things, right? Like, I found like praying mantises, lots of ladybugs. Sometimes you get butterflies. Sometimes you get different bees. Sometimes you get dragonflies. Sometimes you just get flies. You know, like there's all kinds of different things. You get like a hummingbird that like comes and sticks its little hummingbird nose into your rosemary flowers. It's awesome. It's so exciting. There's always something going on. Subscription box that gives you specialized varieties of tomatoes. Tomato boxes on wheels and watering options. Oh, interesting. Like a trellised frame. I mean, a tomato cage is like a trellised frame, sort of. It's just like a big wire, circular kind of thing that you stake into the ground around the tomatoes so that it has some support for the branches as they get heavy. Self-watering rolling tomato planter pot with trellis. Oh, man. I'm sure it works a treat. It's one of those things that's like, you can have a worm bin in like a multi-level, you know, multi-level drain rolling tray, you know, beige aesthetic for your beige mom's situation, or you can have like worms in a bucket. See, both will get the job done. It's whatever floats your boat. Anything? No. Where is my dress? Hero and surprise quest while gardening. I dig it. What if the worms ate it? I gave my worms some potato peels and some sweet potato peels, but not onions. They don't like onions. I keep saying I'm going to give up the worm bin, and then I keep feeding them. It keeps working. Moose would eat it before worms. Worm bin, your DK is in your home. Worm bin, the DK is inspired by my IRL worm bin. No. Although Moose has walked past earthworms in real life, and he hasn't shown any interest in them. Sometimes when it's really rainy, you get a lot of those like big night crawlers on the sidewalk, and he'll just walk right by him. It is not one of his preferred forms of prey. Now, bubbles, paper, receipts, napkins. Heaven forbid a brown paper napkin that's got like some food grease on it. That's he's eating that. if he can get his mouth on that, he's ingesting it. But no, not worms. The worm bin has a lid. It's not just like open worms. It has air holes and then it has a lid. They're not just crawling around the apartment. Kira did not use the worm bin as a restroom. Who is Bubbles? Bubbles like when water gets air in it and it makes a bubble. Sometimes the sidewalks flood a little bit, or like the gutters, kind of, not gutters. The word for like beside the curb and the road. Anyways, you get like standing water, and then raindrops push it underneath and they make bubbles, and then Moose likes to pop the bubbles with his face. My pup loved playing with bubbles. Yeah, it's pretty cute. It's a bit annoying because you'll be freezing because it'll be pouring rain. It's super wet outside. You're cold. You're just trying to get through the walk so you can get home and like take a hot shower. And Moose is just like, no, Mom, we got to stand right here. There's going to be more bubbles. I know it. Need to make an orc DK named Bubbles. We had plants and our cats opted for the convenience instead of walking to the proper place. Oh, dear. Kitty cat, you've never improvised a litter box before. How are you? Twitch recommended me to your stream. Aw, that was sweet of them. Hi, Pup Daniel. I'm good. I'm Hazel. I stream WoW 5 days a week. I have a cat. Hang on. There's the cat. Bonus kitty cam. Get him bubble solution, blow bubbles in the air for him. I've thought about it. There's probably some way to do it that's like non-toxic. Not that, I mean, he's kind of a brick house. I don't think he would be like dish soaked to death, but yeah, I bet he would like that. All right, egg coming in hot. I would love the dress. I can't believe it. I really thought that I would get these pieces of transmog fairly easily today. I thought it was kind of a fluke that we hadn't made it there yet, because, you know, like 34 attempts over 2 days. Wednesday, Thursday. Today's Friday. We've done 17 characters a day every day, so that's more than that. Is there a method to picking which word bubble you have in the background? Not really. I leave it on the same one for weeks and weeks. I don't usually think about it much. Feels weird to still be missing Mog. Yeah. Yeah, the dress from the 2 set and then the pants from the 4 set. I need 2 different pieces. Got the Dark Ranger outfit today, so making an Evoker now for my main. Cool. Maybe you're meant to collect them during multiple events. Perhaps. I'll give it my best shot. We'll do all my mains. All my level 70 alts and then a handful of lower level alts every day that this thing is up. And hopefully it drops. But if it doesn't, then yeah, we really will have to try next year. Nothing else to be done. Yeah, like the duck that takes 6 years to finish. The thing that strikes me as strange about that is not only that it takes 6 years to finish, but that if you want to use it on a given character, you need to be doing it on that character. Like, every year, like, you can get a color. I don't know. I can almost get on board with the 6 years thing, but the fact that you can't even use the disguises on your other alts. I know that if you could, then you could collect them faster than that, but surely there would have been a way to limit that if they wanted to. Doing Glory of the Dream Raider last night, pretty fun. Nice. Yeah, there were some really funny achievements in there. The little deer that you have to protect and the little duck that you have to cheer up, and it was a good one. All right, come on, Transmog. Darn it. What time is it? 10:47. I need to take a break. Goes against what they're doing in War Within too. Yeah, I guess so. Bit strange. All right, hey, we'll be right back. That is one comfy cat. What if this is my VTubing avatar? I just have like video of Kira on the streamer chair and I just like superimpose it in my corner of the screen and then I just run that with cam or with mic on. That would work. I'd watch that. Kitty, it's too early in the stream for me to just stream from the floor for the rest of the stream. I'm sorry. There you go. Successful cat transplant. Hi. You gonna stay here? What do you think? I was having a hard time falling asleep last night because she was sitting right in front of my face and she was like grooming herself, which was good and cute, but also like the way she was moving her whiskers kept tickling my nose. Oh dear. All right. So we have one more max level character and then a couple of, I need to turn her war mode off, or her chromie time off rather, and then a couple of lower level alts that we can maybe try to get going on this Mog farm, because they could still get the Mog, and goodness, they need to. Is it worth buying from the trading post those sets that sound like they are from Plunderstorm? They're Plunderstorm themed. It's not the exact stuff from Plunderstorm, is it? I'd have to double check. But it just depends on if you like the cosmetics and you think they're worth the tender. That's a very personal assessment. If you streamed on Monday, you could have pulled an April Fool's where Kira streamed. True. I was kind of relieved that April Fool's fell on my day off because I am real gullible. I forget about April Fool's all the time, every year, and I fall for stuff. And I have no sense of humor. I'm always the pranky. I'm never the pranker. Pranko. Worst day of the year. I did feel better. I was talking to my sister about it, and apparently she's the same way. And she told me a funny story that I hope she won't mind me repeating because you guys don't know her personally. She told a funny story about how once, many, many years ago, she was listening to the radio in her car on April Fool's, and she had just picked up breakfast from she just picked up breakfast and she was heading to work. and she heard a news story about how Canada had effective immediately made it illegal to have open food in your car, the same way that you wouldn't be able to have like an open alcoholic beverage. Like you weren't allowed to eat and drive. And she pulled over and like called her partner to ask about it because she was worried because she wasn't gonna have time to eat. And then found out that she had been gotten real good. And it made me feel much better because that's exactly the kind of thing that I would fall for. I would 100% do that. What was the Blizzard joke this year? They posted some patch notes that were not long, but I enjoyed them greatly. I thought they were really funny. I fell for an April Fool's travel ad that was for whale watching in the Great Lakes. I was like, how did I not know about humpback whales in the Great Lakes? The good ones are like plausible like that. Like it's a really big lake. You could fit a whale in it. BBC thing about spaghetti trees from ages ago. Yeah, I once fell for... Wowhead had posted models for Forsaken... Don't remember the details. It was some kind of undead character model that was going to be like an allied race. And because of time zones, in my time zone, when they posted it, it was still March the 31st. Or 30th, or whatever the last day of March is. It was still March the 31st. In my time zone when I saw it, and I got really excited, and I reposted them. Upright Forsaken, Lightforge Forsaken, something like that. I reposted them. And then on Twitter, and then everyone was like, Hazel, you're stupid. Check the date. And I'm like, but it's March 31st. And then they're like, but Europe. And I'm like, that's cheating. That is not fair. And then I got really salty about it because I was very embarrassed because it was very public. And I've never quite gotten over it. I don't like April Fools. I forgave Wowhead, but that's only because I like Perk. I'm going to wait for this egg. I remember how salty you were. I didn't know you followed that long ago. It was a long time ago, wasn't it? When was this? How long ago was this? Silly Wowhead. 2019. Yeah. So it was 5 years ago. I didn't know you've been here for 5 years. Maybe I just heard you mention it. I found the old link if you for posterity if anybody was curious about it. This is that was the post that I fell for. I saw the Twitter thing with the picture and I got really excited. The last Twitch drop was for the Fathom pet. It is over now. If you didn't get the purple crab, you're out of luck for the moment. Got it. I'm okay. Good. I wouldn't be surprised if they eventually put that kind of thing on the trading post after some kind of an exclusivity period, but it is nice to get them as Twitch drops. I think the other thing that made me fall for that Lightforged Undead thing is I wanted them. I thought it was a really good idea, and I had been wanting them to do something like that for a long time. So I got all excited. Still waiting. I think I just also wanted Alliance Undead, and nowadays I can play an Undead character and have it in my guild and like raid with my Alliance guild if I want. Like it's not that big of a deal anymore, so I think I've probably gotten over it, but I at the time really wanted Undead to be Alliance playable. No, I have an Undead. She's the one that wears the Undead heritage armor. Gonna get my dreadnought. Nice. Sometimes Blizz puts features in their April Fool's patch notes and I look at it and say, but I would love that. Oh, we got pants. I needed pants. I am now down to one remaining piece of transmog, and of course it's the nicest one. I now require a dress, and only a dress. I have completed the set Spring Revelers Turquoise collection. I still need the dress though. It's time to dive into the Lobby alts. First order of business is turning off war mode on this character because, or not war mode, chromie time, pardon me. Wonder if I saw that stream live. Used to watch for a long while. Mainly lurked. Entirely possible. I have also told that story a few times over the years, though. It's not the first time I've brought it up. You stream for long enough, you eventually start to recycle all of your anecdotes. It's just kind of part of the territory. This takes me back to Darkspear Shore. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to set my hearth here. I'm going to fly my Sorry Batwings back up to Org to turn off the chromie time. And then I can come back here to actually do it. Because I did manage to do the boss in chromie time, but it was such a long fight because we were trying to two-man it. You can loot the Noblegarden boss. You can loot the loot basket once per day per character. So you can do it many times per day if you have many characters. But all of the loot comes from that quest item basket, and you're only going to get one of those per day per character. That's true. It does mean I'm still motivated. Calling it now. Wormbin will get it. I'd really appreciate Yogg dropping Mim's head for me now. I remember in April Fool's it mentioned making night darker, and I really wanted that. Season of Mystery would be hilarious. Hey Hazel, how are you doing? Hello, Adante. I am doing well. How are you? I need one more piece of transmog from the Noblegarden boss, so I'm trying to shine up my Lobby alts to work on it. Bad. Drinking my chai latte a bit better. Nice. Nothing like a hot beverage. I was feeling a little overwhelmed this morning, but I had a chance to like vacuum my office before breakfast, and that actually helped a lot. It's a lot nicer in here. I have like a repository of old Moose toys that are in varying states of being damaged that live in here and therefore out of his reach, and they're kind of stacking up. Got a Keurig milk frother, nice for making lattes. Oh, cool. Put milk in, pour your tea or whatever. I used to have a thing that would like heat up and froth milk, and that was pretty cool. I have a frother now, but you have to heat up the milk separately, which kind of makes it almost too fussy to do unless I'm like really in the mood. Present timeline. And then we can skip home. If I was going to use a Hearthstone. Do I have, I do. If I want to pick out a Hearthstone for this character. She's a troll druid. I have 2, 4, 6. I have 21 different cosmetic Hearthstones. Oh no, 24 different cosmetic Hearthstones. Town portal? Nah. I like using this interface because they don't all come up under the Hearthstone tag, because some of them have different names, like Innkeeper's Daughter, which has the same... Actually, Innkeeper's Daughter is kind of a fun one because it has the same animation as like a regular Hearthstone. It's just... Actually, I wonder if it still makes the dwarf ghost spawn it used to. Deep Dweller's Earthen? Nah, that's not it. This is clearly a good use of my time, right? Enlightened? Nah. That's not right. I do Lunar Elders for Druid a lot. Now I have to get that add-on just to count. Innkeeper's Daughter is a old archaeology thing. I think you can still get it. It's like a dwarven archaeology solve. Horseman is the right one? Nature's Beacon? That's not a Hearthstone, though. That's going to take me to a random natural location. Night Fae. Nah. I never identified Night Fae with Druid because I played Druid wrong the entire Shadowlands expansion. I was a Necrolord Druid with Adaptive Swarm for the whole time. Alright, Noblegardeners. She's cute with the, the bunny ears on. Yeah, I was Necro for Resto Druid PvP. Adaptive Swarm was good for Resto Druid Arena, so that was my excuse, and I just never PvE'd on it. I hear Druid in WoW chat so much that my ears perk up every time I hear it said. Just a funny thought. Bat. You like the bat? The bat's got kind of like a cute nose. It's like a big old pig nose. You expect the thing to say oink. Oh. Did I take too long? I took too long. I was too busy looking at the oink oink pig nose of my bat flying form. I missed it. I missed the ducky. Ay ay ay. Pre-made groups. This feature becomes available at level 50, so I guess I'm waiting. Bat flight form. No, the troll druid one is like a more troll like bat. This is from, let me see here. It's a glyph. It's got to be a glyph. Why doesn't it? Oh no, it's because we do it at the trading post now, but yeah, it's an extra one. 50? Why? Probably to limit advertising. Because, yeah, troll druids do have a bat form as default, but it's not this bat form. Yes, you need to be level 60 to have a chance at the mount. I'm just here after the transmog. Advertising? Yeah, people advertising, gold selling, level boosting, etc. Capping it to a certain character level cuts down on some, but not all of that. Yeah. I told a friend about the duck dailies and she got the carpet first kill. Very salty. Be cool if it was a gargoyle Fenthir bat. I don't remember what it's from. I wonder if I can find it here. Mark of the Gloomstalker Dreadbat, maybe? Regal Dreadbat. So there's two different things that you can make with inscription. The recipes might be tied to Venthir, but you don't need to be Venthir or anything on the character to use them. You just have to buy it and then apparently be level 48 to unlock it in the barbershop. Yeah, I have some buttons on a shift modifier. All of those are buttons that are on my mouse though. So I'm not actually hitting like shift 9 on the keyboard. I'm hitting shift and then 9 on my MMO mouse. Gloomstalker that you have. Put the cosmetic drops in the vendor for chocolates. Yeah, I've heard that take before. You're definitely not alone in feeling that way. Started working on the Avowed rep. Good luck. Have the same one, not sure how to make it do that. The same form? You can change your druid... I think I might be misunderstanding the question, but you can change your druid forms at the barbershop. You can, once you've unlocked them, you can go to the barbershop and you can adjust the form you want to use for each of your different animals. Back in my day, druids only had one form per animal. Old man yells at cloud. Yeah, they are at Kent Wide. It's pretty nice. Put Invincible on the vendor for chocolate. Yeah, I would love to not see dupe Mog drops. I don't even know if I need the Mog to drop any faster, but like the dupes are pretty disheartening. Any eggs to help pull? Hope someday they let us choose Legion Owl form color, regardless of race. Sometimes I feel like... Yeah, so this is the normal troll druid bat form. That's the standard one. It's got like more bling on it. More bling, less pixels. I can't believe it's 11 o'clock already. Time flies when you're camping a duck. I complain about not getting the Mog, but I love this kind of grind. I'm having a great time. I'm never happier than when I can take 17 characters and just do the same thing over and over again and hope to get lucky. It's just such a traditional WoW thing for me. Yeah, that model's from Cataclysm. That's when they let druids be trolls. Trolls be druids. First, anyway. Surprised it's only 17. Yeah, I've cleaned up my alt page a few times. But that's 17 level 70s, which I'm pretty proud of. I didn't think I was going to get that many characters through endgame Dragonflight leveling. There's quite a few expansions where I have lots of characters that are kind of 10 levels below expansion cap, and then like maybe 10 that are at endgame. So 17 is pretty high for me. You can get the Moggen characters below level 60, just not the mount. Yeah, you're right. They don't do this mouse anymore. And it's a real bummer. This is not Season of Discovery. This is retail Dragonflight. 25, sorry. Well, most of my 70s via Gathering. Really? Sounds like the kind of thing I would like to do. I'm just so surprised. That's neat. Maybe I'll do that in the War Within. Want to ask whether you know anything about the black netherdrake scales from the achievement. See people using them, don't see them at the Dragon Barber. Have you unlocked them? It might be one of those things that doesn't show up until you unlock it. But I have I have them set on my netherdrake on my main because they unlocked fine for me when I got them. Are they bugged? They were working okay for me. Curious if you'd like to complete every quest in a zone. Not usually. But this expansion I did do at least the questing achievements because I figured they might help later on, and they did. Apparently it doesn't work retroactively properly. Oh. I wonder if it's because I finished the achievement after they'd added the mounts. And that's why it works for me. Aw, thanks. Thank you very much, Shadow Pico. One world quest away from Tyvan. Oh, you're so close. That's so exciting. All right, one dress, please. Da, 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 da. I got 2 eggs. I never get 2 eggs. I always get 1 egg. Alright. Well, we're at least more set up now. I have another character. Who was it? Who did we do it on? Mollywobble. Here. Her. And then we'll do Mollywobble. And then Krabby. That's right. They should be set up for it. Yeah, this is a Noblegarden event. 1 week-long holiday. There's some cosmetics that are specific to it. I do have to ground mount my way over there because I'm only level 17, but what do you do? Might get to 18 just from having just from doing this. You get a big chunk of experience for turning in the daily duck quest. I never thought it would come to doing this on my lobies, but here we are. I need 1 dress. Uh-oh. Hang on. I've got myself into trouble. Touch of death. Which gives me valid levels of experience. could set its Hearthstone to whatever in its closest as well. Maybe this will be the one. I want to see what the set looks like on. I forget Mecha Gnomes, man. The dress should be. Yeah, the dress. I mean, it's become sleeveless on this character. It's kind of funny with the eye mods. I need it. One Spring Reveler's turquoise dress, please. Oh, I could fix up her bags in the meantime. Look at all this stuff. I have a lot of small pouches. I wonder if I just killed a lot of rares while I was leveling. Dupe hat. Those are an upgrade, aren't they? It's funny, they're 14 item levels up, and all you get is 1 armor and 2 stam, and you lose 2 crit and 1 haste. Item level scaling does some wonky stuff sometimes. Those at least give you an intellect. Oh yeah, I was gonna try and sell some of these low-level mats. This character was doing kind of like a self-contained economy thing. Solo self-found Dragonflight. Shadow Gem. Well, not exactly. She was gonna post this stuff on the auction house there. Letter from Mr. King. 4 gold per piece bloom. 3 gold. Yeah, I don't hate it. I'm not mad at that. I would take that gold. She's only got 187. Ah, and a cursed rabbit's foot. When you hold the cursed rabbit's foot, your character sometimes like lays eggs. You just drop little tiny eggs behind you or underneath you occasionally. It's pretty fun. Requires Noblegarden, but I usually keep those around. Dread platforms should be account-wide. Good old Mechanome. That's what the eggs are from. Yeah, the item doesn't give you a lot of clues. It doesn't have any... All it says is Cursed Rabbit's Foot. Unique. Requires Noblegarden. It doesn't have a vendor price. It doesn't have any flavor text. It's not very forthcoming on the details. Yeah, your Nelf Druid could totally be a bat. Not the troll bat, but you could be a dread bat. Where's all the love for the old Noblegarden mount? I haven't seen anybody on them, and it's like, it's Spring Strider season. Before the model got updated, this used to be like the ugliest mount in the game, by my estimation. Oh, I see somebody's got their Arphis out. Do you think they should count full dragon riding skins as a mount towards the total count? I don't know. I see the point, but my instinct is no, because it's not a mount, it's a skin. Unless you were going to copy the mount out multiple times in the mount journal so you could ride the different full skins without needing to go back to the roster. But I would be down with that. And then they would count, but I would want it to actually be separate mounts in the mount journal. And not just be like a number go up that didn't check out for me. It would be kind of nice if you could do that though. Like you could just like get on the Razageth, because a lot of them seem to be specific to the Proto Drake. Like the Razageth is on the Proto Drake, the Farak one, both the ahead of the curve one and then the dropped one are both on the Proto Drake. Plus there might be other Proto Drakes that you might want to use. It might be nice to have like the full transformations be a separate listing so you could kind of pick and choose between them without needing to go change it. Here's today's feather forecast. Alright, 1200 XP just for killing it, and then some bonus experience when we turn this in. We hearth back to save us a trip. I like your hair. Well, thank you. I want the Mythic Frack mount so bad, but I'll just wait 5 years. Yeah, that's where I'm at too. Can confirm, Nelf can be a bat. Yeah, it's like a bar of experience on an alt. And no. 2 eggs. What if the 2 eggs is something to do with being a low-level character? Strange. It's a cool stat. Thank you. It goes with my Mog. Get it? M-A-W-G. Mog. I don't know why people still come here. Mostly got 2 eggs, only did it on my mage. Huh. Maybe I just wasn't paying enough attention to my higher level characters. Okay, this character's only level 13, so she can mount. I guess she can mount at the same speed as Mollywobble. We just gotta go head down there. Set the Hearthstone to Lion's Pride. And then, make sure that Chromie time's off, actually. She's probably in Chromie time, if I had to guess. Yeah, I'll check the Chromie time first, I promise. Somewhat disappointed the bat form doesn't have a landed animation. What happens if you... Does it have a sit animation? Like the birds can. This mount was sick when it came out. I like how this mount lost the competition, technically. But in the long term, it became the real winner because this one is still available and the other one is not. The bike competition they did for that mount feels like a fever dream. I thought I liked this bike better, but I might be biased because I am kind of an Alliance player at heart. I don't know how you would figure that out. Bike competition. So there was a TV series that Blizzard I guess partnered with or something. They officially endorsed Azeroth Choppers, where some big dudes with big beards were like making custom motorbikes in the themes of the Alliance and Horde, and it was like a competition show, and then the winning bike would be given to players in the game as a model for free, and then the losing bike got stuck on a vendor. Originally, I think the losing bike was just going to not be a model at all, but clearly they made it and they decided to give it to us. And then it's 100k on the vendor. But you could only get the winning bike if you played at the time. I remember when each episode would come out. It was so sick. It was... I don't remember much of the details about the show. I remember watching it because it was a WoW thing. And I felt like as a WoW player that was like a little too into WoW in general, I didn't want to miss such a major media promotion. Oh, it was weird. I don't remember whether or not I actually enjoyed the show. Present timeline. Thank you. I still have the Warcraft movie rewards in my bank. I still have I think a photo somewhere of my Warcraft movie ticket on my phone. I don't know why I've kept that. It's not that nostalgic for me, but I do remember seeing it in theaters. They had some cool rewards that went along with that movie. It was with the American Choppers, guys. Yeah, I guess it does make sense that they would have had like a show before that and they didn't just like come out of the woodwork and do Azeroth Choppers and then nothing else. I had never heard of American Choppers beforehand, but I also don't really understand why a motorcycle is a chopper. I thought helicopters were choppers. Or like a weed whacker would make sense because you're like chopping down weeds. It seems inefficient to chop weeds on a motorcycle. I think I've lost the thread. Long time since I watched you. Welcome back. Unpopular opinion, I liked the Warcraft movie. Fight me. I liked it well enough. I thought it was fun. My standards for it weren't very high. I didn't really have big expectations, I think helped me out. Yeah, I own it on iTunes or whatever. Hazel, what is going on with the weather? It's been so nice the last few weeks. I think BC is broken. Yeah, it's been gorgeous. The blossom trees here in Victoria are so beautiful. They're starting to fall now, but it's just been like a storybook outside. How are you doing? I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. My friend from Vancouver works in making movie props. Made some Khadgar spellbook. Oh, that's cool. I knew the Warcraft lore and all the time, like, that is not how it happened. Yeah. I feel like most movies based on fantasy IP tend to do that. Sometimes the TV shows can run more accurate because they have the runtime to do things properly if they have a mind to do so, but like the movies always chop stuff up. I'm really enjoying the uncontested praise for the Warcraft movie. If you rewound us back to whenever it was that movie came out, that was not the prevailing opinion. Is my channel just the place where all of the hipsters convene to discuss our quietly liking things that other people didn't like? We're contrarians. I've attracted my people to myself. It's very funny to me that like I don't see a single person right now trashing the Warcraft movie, and that's funny. Went into the movie treating it like an alternate universe so I could enjoy it more. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Cash holding it down for the status quo. Thought the movie was meh. Did not like the story, but it looked great. Don't hate it, but it's fine. Once a year we watch it. Brother liked the movie. He's never played WoW. It was just kind of fun to see WoW characters and races on the big screen. Done properly. Feel that way about a lot of fantasy movie show adaptations. Yeah. Sometimes it's just kind of a fun game. Sometimes you can kind of like play the game with yourself where you're like listing all of the discrepancies without being like mad about them, but just as kind of like oh, hey, they did this thing differently, and then try to figure out why did they do that thing differently. Was it a runtime thing? Was there a different direction that they wanted a character to take? Do they think that some character is more popular, so they gave all the big moments to that character? Cough, Hermione. Like there's a lot of different reasons that I guess movie directors and script writers and whatever will like do things differently, and it's kind of fun to play the guessing game of like what's different and why. But you know, no, you don't have to like burn down bridges over it. You can just kind of have fun. I tried to do that with Dune, but then I remembered that even though I read Dune last year, I've apparently forgotten a lot of stuff because I was like, I feel like this thing was different, but I couldn't swear my life on it. I've forgotten. Like the orcs in the movie, yeah. I'm not familiar with that media, Nordic. Hazel, I moved. Corpus Christi, Texas. Did you get the carpet? I did get the carpet. Yeah, I know a lot of people want an Arthas movie. I think it could pay for itself just in Warcraft fan nostalgia alone. Dune Messiah in development? Yeah. They had to, right? Like, they couldn't end it on Dune 2. It would have been a very I mean, I guess they didn't have to. Like, if they couldn't get the money, then they couldn't do it. Not every piece of media gets to finish itself properly on screen, but I don't think they're going to adapt all of the novels, but I think that at the very least the next one kind of helps complete the Paul story. I feel like Arthas would need 2 movies to give him justice. What about one really long movie? Arthas could get a whole Netflix series. Yeah, but then they would cancel it after 2 seasons even if everybody liked it. What about a 6-hour movie? I think my contrarian take is that Arthas is fine, but and it's like a cool story. I guess I don't know. It's fine. That's my contrarian take, is that Arthas is fine. Get Sylvanas Origins? That series would be dope. I mean, you could work that in with Arthas. Their stories overlap somewhat, I think. I really liked Avatar. Didn't think I would. I like it too. I actually like the Avatar sequel a lot. I thought that was really cool. I am vaguely looking forward to the next one. I would like to see the next one in theaters. I kind of wish I'd seen Way of Water in theaters. Hi Hazel, hope your day is going well. Hi Jans, thank you very much. Right back at you. I'm scraping through the dregs of my low-level alts for characters that can try for the transmog, because I need one more piece of transmog from this event. I'm working right now. It's okay. I won't bust you. Watched the Warcraft movie again. It was more fun than the first time. Nope. So the problem then becomes, do I keep scraping up characters to do it on that are low level? Because they do get a chance, but it's also a lower, it takes longer to do. Do I continue working on that? Or do I, yeah, right, Wormman. Do I continue working on that, or do I assume that I'm going to be able to get the last piece of transmog with my 1770s in the rest of the event? I'll do one more for today. We'll do one more, and then maybe some egg farming. No, I don't want to teleport to Stormwind. I do need to turn off, I should have teleported to Stormwind. I do need to turn off, Karmi time, though. Here, hang on. We're gonna set, alright, Hearthstone is at Lion's Pride Inn, so we can flight path up and then back. You had to do Wormbin. I'm surprised that Wormbin has, like, a fan base when it's not, like, a character that I've, like, played in any way. It's my only Pandaren. I'm just missing the dress. The nicest transmog piece. Got all the transmog before getting them out. With my 60 plus, you should be good. Completely forgot you had a 70 blood DK who did things. It's just the name and the fact that it's a DK panda. He's just iconic. I like his little plate crop top. He's gotta let his tummy breathe. He's got his little panda tail. Rah! Rah! That's fun. Apparently his mount that I picked up for him is a barrel shard hide, of all things. Swap for your spare mount. Missing the dress too, just got the mount though. Nice. I did get the carpet mount. I've had the carpet mount twice. Tummy airflow is important. I'd be terrified if I were raid boss and Wormbin were tanking me. He's apparently he's an unholy death knight. Whatever that means. Whatever those guys get up to, I don't know. I have to re-leave trade chat. Yeah, I think I probably ended up abominable Wormbin. I probably pushed back the Wormbin timeline when I ended up doing Scary. I think when we randomizer rolled a female Magheart Orc Blood DK, and I leveled that and I played it, I think doing that definitely took Wormbin off of my list of things to do because I already had a DK. Means you some little worm friends. Yeah, Wormbin actually predates Scary, but he was already kind of being neglected. I was previously procrastinating on Wormbin. Present timeline, please. And then he, of course, needs a Hearthstone. It's a good Death Knight one. There's Dominated, but that's already... Molly Wobbles uses that already. What's a good Wormbin Hearthstone? And why is the answer Petal Feats? Oh yeah, Necrolord. Necrolord would be good. I like his mock. Although, Maybe I would level him more if he had a more iconic Mog. This is just kind of like a stripped down plate Mog. You know, maybe he needs a costume. Let's look at the sets. He could be a Plunder Lord. That's pretty cool. He could wear a Gilnean noble suit. How come I haven't spent more time literally dressing up teddy bears in World of Warcraft? What have I been doing this whole time? He has to wear the dress? Okay. Let me see. He could wear the turquoise Spring Revelers. Let me see the dress set. There's the dandelion dress. There's the turquoise dress. It does, those are his colors. Love Witch. Oh yeah. I was gonna say it's more decent on him, but no, I can see the underpants still. He needs to wear that. Notice how I said nauseated, not nauseous. Learned that here. I feel like I learned that here as well, but I'm still working on implementing it because I instinctively will say nauseous instead of nauseated. Even though nauseated is easier to say. Wanted to give pandas an all-white color so we can be a polar bear DK. Oh, that would be awesome. Well, now I'm just having fun looking at different transmogs you could wear. Whoa! Unrelenting Justice. Fern Gladiator Plate. A Mirdrasil Death Knight. Pretty cool. Freyan Warplate. Stormrider. Oh, he kind of rocks a Stormrider. He has such a long torso and itty bitty little legs. He is so weirdly disproportionate. Why is it like this? Do they always look like this? It's like a panda Terminator. Oh. He can hear you. Oh, I sincerely apologize. I think he looks great. I think he looks great. He's got posture like me. I don't have very many buttons. What else can I do? Here, we'll summon a ghoul. Oh. Raise a ghoul. You must have. Oh, I have a ghoul. What's my ghoul's name? My ghoul is Corpse. Something. Corpse Rupture. I don't know. I can't see it through my own action bar. The priority is to protect the belly. Is Evoker healing any good, and is it fun? I cannot speak to class balance, especially because with the new season coming, I'm sure everything's going to change again, but it is fun. Evoker healing I found to be the most challenging class to heal on, but it had the most... It has like a lot of flexibility. It's very, like if you're into healing, and you really like being able to craft different spell combinations to custom suit your individual situation on the fly, Evoker does a real good job of that. If you're looking for easy though, I would not pick Evoker first. Oh, he's stuck in combat. What else do I have that he could wear now? There's the Drake Racer Silks. Pretty good. I like the scarf. Civilian clothing. Buccaneer slops. Terrifying. Actual nightmare fuel. The blood hunter, blood troll mug. My experience with my GM's preservation. Oh, for the love of God, stack before I kick all of you. Yeah. Not specific to Prevoker, but especially important to Prevoker. I eventually decided to train people by their own I let them train themselves, in that if you are far away or wandering off behind me, you're gonna notice that you're dying because your health is slowly dwindling away while everybody else is fine. Eventually, they learn to scoot. But you can kind of make it work with a surprisingly loose raid. I used to have to bully my raid to stack for the sake of my Resto Shaman's friend's healing rain. I was playing a Holy Priest and they were playing a Resto Shaman, and it was specifically on Nathria, the Prance Forward boss, Council of whatever on earth they were called. And I would be like, I would have like multiple times in the fight be like, all right, stack back up, get in the cuddle puddle. The dance boss, yeah. All right. This is a Bankle. It's a level 10 Bankle. Is it her day? I think it's her day. I don't even think she has heirlooms on. Maybe she does. Sachet left. Oh, that's good. Had great voice acting. So, oh yeah, she's got heirlooms on. She can mount. Yeah, maybe she should mount like the... Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna find a mount that matches her transmog. So she's kind of got like a purple thing going on. Let's pick a purple mount. Let's go color, purple. What do we got? Dust Dream Saber, Heart Seeker Manta Ray, Friendship Fox. Definitely the bling of the Friendship Fox. Yeah. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, so her Hearthstone is Valley Spirits. We're going to change that. I'm also going to... Oh, she has 114 Polish pet charms. Stop by the Chromie Time on the way out of town. Can't wait to farm Nathria. Yeah, the Beetle's a good one too. Hi, Chromie. Oh no, she's not in a timeline. Works for me. What about the other mount? How come... Maybe I made it too pink. Yeah, we bring it purple. There we go. There's the purple one. That's more like it. Also opens you up to the vicious Blackbone Steed. Happy Friday. Hope you're having a kick booty day so far. Aw, thanks. Right back at ya. I hope your week was satisfying and your weekend is filled with whatever you desire from a weekend. People occasionally will ask me if I have any plans for the weekend, or more broadly, if I have any plans for the summer. And I feel that I'm disappointing them by always being like, no, I don't really do things. And I'm pretty happy. I'm not really upset about it, but I don't really do things. Going anywhere? Well, probably gonna go for like a walk, like around the block. Couple blocks maybe with my dog. I might buy groceries. Wow. Yeah. And it's like one thing when it's a weekend because people go, oh yeah, man, sometimes a stay-home weekend is just what you need. But then it's like every summer they're like, are you planning any trips? Well, I might go get some groceries. In the summertime, they have more fruit. Yeah, I don't think I'm actually disappointing somebody, but it's just every time that somebody asks that, I like rack my brain again to see if there's anything new there, and there's never anything new there. 5 wins away from a vicious saddle. That Bone Steed is up next. Bread baking's what I'm doing besides gaming. Nice. I need the weekends to recharge. Get anxiety thinking what I'm going to say on Monday mornings. Doing a lot for my standards this summer, but a youngin' who still has actual summer breaks. Video games cleaning the usual. They give me a look. I'm glad this is a shared experience. Video games and cleaning sounds like an amazing weekend. I love getting a few chores done on a day off. You know, like you vacuum, you clean the bathroom, you scrub your kitchen sink, whatever it is. You get a few chores done, and then you just like sit in your clean place, and you're like, it's time for a cup of tea and some Stardew Valley. This is about to get crazy. It's the best feeling. It's so good. I always expect you to say, I'ma hit the gym. Listen, any day now I'm going to be able to do one of them pull-up things. Leveling a new alt. Against my will, kind of. I want the last piece of Transmog that I'm missing from the Noblegarden event. And I've run out of better characters to try it on. So I'm whipping out the Lobby alt. How do I get up there? Is that going to be a problem? I'm going to try that path, but I'm a little worried. Hazel lifting arrow when? Do you think I could get away with doing sub goals for reps? I've got hand weights in here. If by hit the gym you mean level alt through Legion time walking, then you are correct. I'm all for you pursuing a bodybuilding career. I think that for, at least in my own, from my perspective, from where I'm sitting, bodybuilding to the extremes that people take it for careers, not as a hobby. I think that lifting is a hobby and for like personal health and fitness and wellness, great. You know, you do it safely, you do some research, you don't push yourself too dangerously far. Awesome. But hang on a second. But bodybuilding as a career seems really hard on your body. I'm trying to keep my pieces more or less intact until whatever age they decide to give up on me. I'm not trying to hurry that along. Do you like my hunter pet? Can you guess which one it is? It's that one. That's Arnold. That's my hunter pet. Isn't that cool? Look how tiny it is. And then this is a mud jumper. That's a companion pet. My keybinds are wonky in this character. Probably because she's a bang cult. But yeah, if I was doing reps for sub goals, I wouldn't be bodybuilding. I would just be gently working out and you know, shoring up a couple of my scrawnier bits. What if Hazel with guns is just too much for people to handle? What if I just can't, you know, walk down the street anymore because people just want me to sign their protein shake bottles? You know, I'm gonna pick the weight up and put it down 4 times, then all of a sudden it's just gonna be too much for everybody. Hazel guns games. I'm not completely out of shape, but I don't have my upper body is not in very good shape because my exercise is hiking and running, both of which are more about your legs and your core than your arms. Yeah. I mean, showing your body more on stream doesn't strike me as your preferred type of stream. It's mostly about the kind of audience it attracts and their inability to be cool. It's not that I'm super modest. I have no problem with wearing normal amounts of revealing clothes in real day-to-day life. It's that if you do that on the internet, you're going to have people writing you the most depraved messages you've ever heard in your life for the next 4 to 5 years, like, because they discover it over time. If people could be cool, I wouldn't be so worried about wearing like crew necks and then propping it up every time that you like go to type in a password in a computer. But people just can't be chill. And I would rather be covered than be I just know it freaks me out when people do that, so I'd rather just avoid the whole business. You can carry Moose when Moose gets tired on walks. Oh man, that would be some fitness. He's a pretty big dog. Swapping from games to Hazelnut games would be just a little jarring. It didn't occur to me until just now that they kind of have the same sound patterns. Hazelnut games. We can all get buffed together, take on Hazelnut. I think that it's a self-correcting problem though, because I think as a certain point as I age, you're gonna I'm sure there will always be people that are like a little too horny and a little bit too public about it, no matter what age you are, but maybe the masses will cool off as you move further into your 30s. Hazel, that's not what the raid leader meant when he said everyone buff. I don't think I have the work ethic to actually put on muscle. I think I have the work ethic to work out twice and then stop forever, because I've done that already. I don't think I have the actual discipline and commitment that it would take to lift regularly enough to make like a visible impact, because that takes some work. That takes some doing. I'm 40. It hasn't cooled off. People still thirsty. I want to be clear. I don't mind the concept of people being thirsty. That's human. That's biology. That's fine. And it's not that I think I'm like such hot stuff that people are like, you know, lining up or anything. It's just that I celebrate people being as thirsty as they want in the privacy of places where I can't see it. You know what I mean? Think whatever you like. You write your fan fiction, draw your fan art, you know, have a wonderful time. Never let me find out about it. That's my line. I don't want to know, and I don't want it to be anywhere where there's any chance that I might trip on it. Thanks, Cash. There's nothing discouraging about telling me that I lack the will. That's gonna be good for my mental health. Yes, always yes. Hang on. The hub. Return to the bouldering era. Thirsty is fine, but do drink water, because you could be dehydrated. Where am I going? That's a great question. I don't know. I think my brain short-circuited and I started doing the run to the duck loop again. Oh dear. Darn it, not quite. Although my bank alt did, after years, get to level 11. Would you be fine with reading fanfiction if it was about you going about your normal day? It's a good question. I actually don't know. I think it's just strange when I think about myself as a character, because that is kind of what streaming is to some extent, is that you're sharing yourself, and for the most part you're being pretty real. You know, there's like a performance aspect to it that is a little different than how you are in real life, but by and large the product is your own personality. But in the minds and imaginations of people that watch, and especially if somebody's like making fan fiction, it takes on kind of its own life. And I think that it would be just a little freaky to get a closer look at your idea of me as compared to my idea of me as somebody that lives as me. It's like a weird new age dissonance that I think would short circuit me and give me trouble. This character was just reserving a name. I never intended to actually play him. Not planning on it. Yeah, it's just an interesting thought experiment. I don't think anybody's bored enough to actually make that kind of thing. Your friendly Eon's Fringe reminder? Didn't know if you have a character park there. I tried to do it today, but today they wanted me to go and do the boss at the Marukai place, and apparently I haven't done that quest line of the character I'm trying to do Eon's Fringe dailies on. It was gonna take too long. Who else should I do? My Worgen? I don't even know why the legs of the pirate outfit bug warriors only. That's a good question. Dave, that's a really good point. You're right. That is not specific to entertainers. You're right. I think that totally happens with everybody. And furthermore, very normal for you to present differently. People code switching for different audiences, I think, is completely normal. I would even argue it's a good idea. I would like to return to the present timeline. Yes, good. This character is so unplayed, she doesn't even have my UI turned on. I think I must have made this one before Dragonflight. I just like that I got a 3-character name. She needs a mount. What do pirates ride when they're on the ground? I don't know. She's kind of got a pirate. I guess you know what? I could give her a new pirate mog. This is clearly the important thing and not getting to the parrot. Yeah, she was just place holding the name. And I think I had some vague idea that I was going to level a Worgen, but then I leveled Crinkle instead. I could give her a promotion. There you go. Plunderlord's Finery. She doesn't even have the right keybinds. Keybinds are a mess. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit strange. She want a horse? Yeah. Let's see. Type. No, family. None horses. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Quite a few horses. That's a nice horse. Do I have something like that but with like a red ribbon on it? I have Midnight. That's a red horse. Is it just me or is this lighting effect that is attached to the cloak for the Plunderlord set kind of obnoxious? It gives you streamers when you're running. Oh, Seabreed Stallion. Seabreed Stallion. There you go. Although that's a little bit more Coltier. That's a little bit less navy and or less pirate and more navy. Blanchy. I'm torn between matching the color and matching the vibe. Yeah, if you take off the cloak, you lose the animation, but I hadn't mogged it on anybody yet. It's kind of a cool one, too, the Coltier and Charger. I don't appreciate the horses enough. That one sort of matches, but it's got one of those funny outlined horns. I don't like those. Combine pirate and navy, and you get privateer. Sea turtle. Yeah, I think Better Wardrobe probably throws errors for everybody, but you can just reload. It's not like you can't use it ever. Midnight's colors. True. Yeah, it's a pretty good match. It's a little more goth though than what I was thinking of for this. Let's see, you've got War Steeds. Those are not bad. Pack Mule, that's pretty good. Here's the Gilneas Warhorse. Here's the Ghastly Charger. I actually really like this one. I know the colors don't quite match, but I just like the mount a lot. I love the, like the ribbon on it. The barding, I guess you would call it. Actually, I don't know if you would call it that. I'm just guessing. But, doesn't quite match the colors, but it's nice. Blanchy gives a Flying Dutchman vibe. I always wondered how that mount... Yeah, it might be a laundry situation. You just train your horse to hold it. Alright, so she needs to set her Hearthstone here. I do love I must have meant to play this character at one point because she's not just a name reserve because she has bags. I bought her deep sea bags at one point. That must have meant something. So we make Lion's Pride the home. And then we head over to the duck nest. I'm not gonna have any extra time for egg hunting. I thought for sure I would finish this earlier, but that's just me and my expectations set me up for failure. Oh, kitty cat. You're so sweet. You may not like Worgens, but the Plunderstorm outfit actually looks sick on that model. I wonder if I just needed a male warden. I think the concept of the wolf dog person works for me until we put like breasts on it. I think that's where they lose me. I think that's, for whatever weird reason, I can think of a few. I think that's my problem with them. Maybe I should just make a male warden. Brennan UK, thank you for the 13-month resub. Appreciate it. All right, I need help. Someone save me from myself. I need a more cute, fun, and family-friendly conversation topic for the last 10 minutes of stream. Should have 6 instead of 2? Precisely. But they also shouldn't be as large, right? Like, unless she's actively nursing. Oh, that's right! I could take her to the barbershop for a gender change. Or a body type change. I could do that. I wouldn't even have to change the name, because Jess is named after Jess Howless, who's a male worgen in Deadmines. I did the Shadowlands meta achievement back during Shadowlands, but the Dragonflight one I'm still working on. Lunch today is leftover fisherman's pie. It was the thing that I made last night for dinner. We all went to food. What's for dinner? Dinner might be leftover curry. You want to know something insane? I'm 31, and I am, generally speaking, fairly open to trying new things. I, for the first time in my adult life, had Thai food yesterday. I get and enjoy Japanese food, Vietnamese food, Chinese food, Indian food. It's not like I'm the kind of person that's just eating chicken tendies out here. In fact, I'm pescatarian. But I had never done Thai food before. And it was amazing. And now I'm wondering, I've missed out for all this time. It was so good. It's nice to have a different thing to kind of put into the rotation. I tried some pad Thai, and then I had a green curry with shrimp in it. It was really good. I had a little bit of both because we ordered 2 things. My partner will often order something that I can eat too, so we can share both. I've been really enjoying the new Stardew update. It's been good. I recommended Pad See a while back. I'll have to try that. I want to try other things off the menu because everything was amazing. Now you can make up for lost time. What do you eat? Indian street food. I mean, I like pakoras and samosas, but like, who doesn't like pakoras and samosas? Partner and I always do that too. When we order Indian food, I end up getting a ton of food and then I eat an enormous amount. It's really good after like a super long hike day or like a fishing day to do like the Indian food like feast, because it's just I get so much, and this is not the fault of the cuisine, this is me. I order like a ton of like starch and carbs and it's amazing. It's so good. Took me 20 odd years to try Korean. That's among my favorites. Yeah, the moral of the story is that if you've never tried something and other people seem to like it and try it a lot, it's maybe worth a go just to find out if you like it. I don't know if I've done Chinese hot pot. Some cuisines I'm able to experiment with more than others depending on how much they use meat ingredients. I am pescatarian, so anything with beef, chicken, pork is a no-go for me. I do fish and seafood, and then I do vegetarian stuff. Yeah, I like curry a lot. And I didn't realize how different the Thai curry was to, I mean, obviously it's different, but Thai curry was very different from Indian curry, but like, they're both really good. Hot pot, you choose your ingredients, depends on the place. Oh. Can't really do takeout. But yeah, we're talking about food and I'm hungry now. I really want to make this this butternut squash quiche. I'll have to let you guys know how it turns out if I like actually get around to making it today or tomorrow, because I need to start it like pretty early. But it'll be fun. Me too. And I need groceries. My only buttons here are, hang on, we have Bloodthirst, we have Whirlwind. Oh, there we go. We have Slam. I forgot I'm only level 12, so you don't have so many buttons yet. Oh, her keybinds are still back to French. I really haven't played this character since before Dragonflight. Yeah, I really love coconut. Coconut anything, really. Coconut's good in all of its forms. I think it's because it's so fatty. It's delicious. I think the pad thai had peanuts in it. I didn't order it. My partner ordered it. But yeah, it took me a long time, I think, to learn to enjoy peanut sauces because growing up, I had a bad one once that somebody made that was basically just like hot peanut butter on noodles. And it was okay the first day, but I ate it for like a number of days and it was not so good towards the end of that. And I think that put me off the concept for a long time, but I'm getting over it. I'm moving past it. Now that you're on your warrior, you can check how the legs look. The legs of what, this? I think her legs look okay. I think I'm a bit confused about what though. This is a Plunderstorm set, but there's multiple different Plunderstorm Transmog sets. Okay, so we loot this, and then we hearth back. Add-on for enemy health bars. Plater. Plater for my enemy nameplates. And then I have my Plater profile posted, which is fun to say because it's an alliteration. Alright, we're just about out of time. I'm going to wrap up the stream. We're just going to find out if I got the dress on my last chance of the day. Any luck? Doot 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 doot. Wait, we got two things? Oh, boots and a hat. We didn't get the dress. I don't know if I'm unlucky yet, but at least we have more days to do it. We can work on this weekend. I've got no end of characters, and they're all set up for it now. We've got 2, 4, 5, 6 lower level characters to add to the library of 17 higher level characters, so. You know, fingers crossed for tomorrow. Last storm I need is up. Congrats, Ryok. Thank you all very much for joining me and Miss Kira today for the stream. I really appreciate having you here. I'll be back tomorrow morning for a Saturday morning weekend stream. I have a feeling we're going to be working on the duck for that dress because I need it. I appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.